So I
What
think
do you
it's
mean?
brought-
That's
it's-
what's what's always talked about.
I
He's
pressed the
brought up quite
button,
often,
stop bringing
actually.
it up. It's time to die. Oh wow, it just went live right away. I guess we'll just go, fuck it, we'll do it
Sweet.
live. Hello and welcome,
we-
ladies and gentlemen, or should I, gentle fucking chatfishes. Today, oh, I swore in the beginning of the first 5 minutes. Either way,
Well, Kib.
we're gonna be talking about the new Dragon Age Veil Guard, which is a absolute fucking shit show. I swore again. Oh my god. I just can't stop. I'm so fucking exhausted.
Icon turns yellow.
So, the big thing is,
You see it
Chatfish,
in real time.
the big mother squeaking thing is that Bioware has already said that they have no plans to do any Dragon Age Veilguard DLC. This is indicative of only one thing. This game, they pumped it out, and they dropped it like a rocket and are running away from it as quickly as possible. They don't want anything to do with this game. The fact that they're not making any DLC, and especially considering recent Bioware trends where they just love to fucking saturate their games in DLC. Look no further than Mass Effect to see how much DLC 3 had by the end of it. Ugh. Ugh. And the only reason why Andromeda has none is because, again, same issue. Dropped it like a rock because it's not going very well. So, this is not good. There's a lot of cope around this, a lot of funny memes that are coming out. And not a lot of people are playing it. Like, for example, Monster Hunter Wilds, the beta just launched. And it's just a beta. It's only got about 2 hours worth of content. But it's at 289,000 players, and Veilguard's at 54,000. The other thing I want to point out is that Veilguard, when I said earlier this week, when we were playing it, that the weekend needed to eclipse it by at least 100, or not 100,000, but it needed to go up by at least 30,000 to show signs of growth, or any signs of tangible growth. The issue is if you actually look at the charts since its launch day, it's the weekend, and we aren't anywhere near eclipsing the previous markers. This is pretty bad. This is indicative of the fact that this game is absolutely bombing. It plateaued hard. And because the word of mouth is now doing damage, because in the case of, for example, in media, Revenge of the Sith, word of mouth actually saved sales on Revenge of the Sith way back when it launched in 2005 or whatever.
Yep.
Here, word of mouth is actually working against this game. As more and more people start talking about it and more people start looking at the game, people are either A, mass refunding their games as quickly as possible. And I mean, I'm not kidding. I think they estimated there's about, I'm not sure if those numbers are accurate, but somebody estimated there's about, like, what was it, 30,000? Not 300,000.
30,000 was the number.
Yeah, 30,000 refunds. That's pretty fucking catastrophic for a game that's not doing very well. At all.
By the way, when that happens, they pay out of pocket for that.
Yes.
Yep.
That's a lot of loss for them.
Yeah. So here, so Kibbs, you use that image there. Also, share your screen. You fuck.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to share it.
He's not gonna do that.
I'm
Make
gonna
sure
do
you grab Aerith by this so we can hit music.
it so we can
Yeah.
hear the music. I'm gonna grab Aerith. What do you want me to grab?
Robert worked
by?
really hard on that music, Gibbs. You don't want to share it?
He
did.
It's mine. It's
He
mine and mine
slaved
alone.
away like a
All right.
slave.
So chat. Here is my conspiracy theory on what happened with this game.
Bucky Spiracy.
They understood that the only way that they're going to get people to play this fucking game is if they put it on Steam. And they put out a massive amount of paid for reviews from friendly video game journalists, quote unquote. And then put all of the ideological bullshit 5 hours, 6 hours into the game before you get to it. That way you can't refund it.
Which is, a bit messed up.
It's too late to refund. Yeah, you're doomed.
Correct.
I mean,
They,
I guess you could technically do a chargeback, but at that point, you're burning a lot of bridges if you do that.
yeah. So I think that's what's happened is that they waited until the until close to the 5 or 6 hour mark to actually pull this trick, and I think it's only going to work once or twice before people catch on to it. Which is why all of the increasing in sales stopped and plateaued, is because after people got that far into the game, they realized that the shit was in there, and they were like, I don't want to play this game anymore.
They A, don't want to
The
play, B,
worst
they're
part
telling
about
all their friends about it, and so word of mouth is spreading like wildfire.
the worst part is that type of strategy really only works once, maybe twice, because after if they do like another game after this and they do basically the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
people are just not going to buy it and wait to see what their friends, like the diehard fans, are going to like, if they even bother getting it at all.
The other thing to remember is
we-
that the Dragon Age series is, while it is popular and there are a lot of people who hold it dear to their heart, it is not nearly as big as Mass Effect. So this is going to be interesting to see how it affects Mass Effect's development. Are the executives going to step in and do any actual good job, we'll see, and be like, none of this bullshit, don't do any of it. Because we already saw the director for Mass Effect distancing himself from the project that the Veilguard team was working on. So that's already indicative that the internal divide within Bioware is there is a schism. Now, whether or not that director is just distancing himself so that he can get out of the clear and then do it himself, we'll have to wait and see. But it is a good sign because what it shows is it shows disunity. It shows that they themselves are conflicted and tearing themselves apart internally, which is only a good thing in reality.
It also means there are some people, assuming the reason he distanced himself was because he thought it was a bad product, that there are some people still in there that want to do good things. It's just they're either not being allowed to or not given the opportunity to.
Yes, because the only thing we can really hope for from this disaster is that the disaster that is Veilguard basically gives the ammunition to the people inside of Bioware who want to pivot in a different direction. Now, what that direction is remains to be seen, right? We haven't really seen anything on Mass Effect 5 at all, have we? Besides one little picture of like a N7 like stylish suit that was more for PR than it was for anything else, you know?
Honestly, we haven't really seen it,
Yes.
basically.
And so now that's what a lot of the resources in Bioware are going to be now shifting towards. As the primary Alpha team and all the A team resources or B team resources as well, because there is no DLC planned for this game. All of those resources are now being switched and diverted towards probably the next project. Which, if I had to guess, the next project is the Mass Effect project, which they've already announced.
Which is interesting because normally DLC is like a significantly easier time to make after you've already made the core assets of a game. And they have just decided that they are going to drop all that and move on. Which says something because the way the game Veilguard launched, there's a lot of unpolished fucking issues with the game in terms of just like graphics and everything.
Oh yeah, like the water textures flickering, like lighting effects going through things. Like at first glance, when you look at Veilguard, it's fairly visually, impressive for a Frostbite game on the surface. But as you play it or as you look more closely, you realize really quickly how sloppy it is. Like Artemis pointed out to me the other day when we were streaming this, that through the mountains, the sun was shining through the mountains in a cave. And it was reflecting in the water. And it's like, what the fuck? And there's all sorts of like water texture bugs and all sorts of other things.
The NPCs, that dwarf woman falling from the heavens, at the one
Yeah.
of the last ones.
When we walked around a corner, the NPCs spawned in the sky, then dropped to the ground. And it's like, game, I saw that. There are a lot of little bugs in this. Now, none of them are majorly great game-breaking bugs, but it shows a lack of polish, meaning that this game is in what I would call the polishing phase of development. It's not quite ready to ship, and it actually shouldn't have shipped just yet. It should have had at least another month or two.
I think they specifically threw it out the door because they wanted to get rid of it.
That's kind of what it feels like. Like they just dump it out, and just be like, all right, let's move on to the next project. This is a loss.
I think what they're trying to do is they dump it and then start hyping Mass Effect immediately to cover up this obvious failure that's going to happen. I think Mass Effect 5 is really midway through Dragon Age, well, probably later part of Dragon Age's development that they started announcing Mass Effect 5. I think that's specifically because they realized that Dragon Age was going to flop.
Yep.
And so they tried. It was kind of like Bethesda announcing Elder Scrolls 6?
6.
Yep.
Fucking almost a decade ago.
I was going to say, I remember that a long time
because they
ago.
want to shift interest. And so this kind of correlates with what Artemis is saying. They announced Mass Effect 5 pretty early, actually, when you think about it. And I think that's because that's what that's indicative of, is that they, for a good while, have planned to abandon this game. The problem is understanding AAA development chat is that it's a massive project already in motion. And once it's in motion,
you can't
you
really
can't
stop
stop it.
You, you either have to kill it right then and there, which that's a lot of sunk cost shit.
A lot of
or
resources that burn.
let it basically limp out the door and then just let it die.
Yep. You
Like,
try
this
to let it
game-
cook to recuperate some losses.
This game was originally called Dreadwolf. It was
Yep.
supposed to be about Solus, right?
It was actually announced quite a while ago, and I had an insider source way back when, right when Dragon Age Inquisition came out. I had a friend who knew some insider things, and I knew about the Dreadwolf thing, basically being on the cusp or being supposed to be entering development during Inquisition time. So that means, and when did Inquisition come out? Like, that is quite
what?
a long time.
2018?
2018.
Or
That's-
13.
That's
let me
8
see.
years, but I guarantee you, because of AAA, it wasn't actually in development. So what probably was happening is some sort of development hell issue. Hence why the Dreadwolf stuff kind of got revised into Veilguard.
It's 2014, even longer.
Oh, Jesus, that's worse. So that means that I have a theory, and the only way to know is if insiders come out and basically reveal more information on this. But my theory is that when it was called Dreadwolf, they had an idea of where to take the project, but due to either some sort of internal problems, delays, or something, that caused the delays or change in leadership, which caused basically the project to stall. Hence the changing of the project to Veilguard. Because if you play the game,
the collapse of Anthem itself is what caused it to be put on hold.
Yep, they had to restructure things. I mean, Bioware is pretty much in pain.
Actually, yeah, they've been fucking up for a decade now. Jesus.
Yep, because Andromeda.
It has been a steady decline,
So,
and it's not been a
another
graceful
thing
one.
Bioware used to have the reins on was Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO for Knights of the Old Republic. Bioware was relinquished of duty, if I remember right, of the stewardship of SWTOR. Now, SWTOR is an MMO that's not going to get any more major expansions. The EA is going to keep it running because MMOs, even ones that are kind of plateaued, they still churn in easy profits for little maintenance cost. But the big thing is that what's interesting about that is that they revoked the stewardship of SWTOR from Bioware, which means that either A, Bioware is getting cut down to size so much that they don't have the resources to maintain SWTOR, and so EA is putting somebody else in charge of basically maintaining SWTOR servers and patches. That's kind of interesting. Because that tells us quite a bit about what's happening with Bioware. And I honestly think that Bioware is getting cut down to size after this pretty bad.
So, Kibbs, I want you to look at the Steam charts and look at the owner estimations at the bottom right of that.
Owner estimations at the bottom right.
Yeah,
Your cursor's right on it.
right there.
This one right here? Yeah.
So they're
211,000
estimating
estimated.
between 103 and 210,000.
That's pretty bad.
11,000.
That's actually horrible for PC.
So how much? So let's give them the benefit of the doubt that everybody bought the most expensive version of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How much money do you think that is?
My brain's bad at math. How much is the game? It's like $70 or $60.
So let's just say 8 times 2. What is that?
8 times 2 is 18 or 16. My brain.
I was about to yell at you.
Listen, I've been lifting heavy
Another
stuff all
math
day. Cut me
short.
some slack. Give me some-
What's
So
8
six-
times 2 plus 1?
Oh.
18?
Oh, God, I knew it was gonna happen. 16 million Kibbs.
16 million. That's not good in the modern AAA market.
No, it's awful.
Because Kibbs, Concord costs $400 million.
Yes.
Right?
This game easily costs way more than that, if I had to guess, based on some of the stuff I've seen in it. They even had Hans Zimmer working on it, so yeah, it wasn't cheap. God, they wasted Hans Zimmer, by the way. Hans Zimmer only produced mediocre music for this. Like, he must not have been feeling it at all.
That's true. Steam takes 30% cut as well, kids.
But that's also not
Factoring
what's
the
counting for any
30,000
refunds.
refunds as well.
So
Holy
what is
shit.
that? So no, or 60,000 refunds, depending on which 30% you take.
Yep.
So Kibbs, what's 16? What's 30% of 16, Kibbs?
30% of 16?
Yep.
So Kibbs, I'm gonna
It's like I can't do fractions.
I can't do fractions if it's more than
Gibbs,
10.
I'm going to give you a little hack
More
here.
than-
I want you to go to your search bar right there and type in calculator.
So 4.8.
4.8. Yeah, that's easier. Thank you.
So 16 million minus roughly 5 million gives you the total that this owner estimations is giving you as the amount of money that they have gained from this. Not even counting all of the costs and everything associated with it.
That's pretty bad. This game bombed. Now this isn't including console sales, but I have a feeling console sales aren't doing well either.
Correct, but this is if you're only getting 11 million from Steam of all places in terms of the money you've made, like there's almost no hope for the fucking other consoles games.
Yeah. This is bad.
You should go through the reviews.
Oh,
the post regret.
Buyer's remorse.
Yeah, all the buyer's remorse comments.
Also, the game journalist sites are in full damage control mode for this game.
No, they have to be.
Oh, the reviews are actually beginning to resume declining. Now, I want to point out that they've already removed my review from the public viewing, and they've removed quite a few other people reviews, negative reviews as well. So they are actively pressing censorship as hard as they can. But even so, I believe my negative review is still counted towards the overall negative score. So despite the fact that they're attempting to censor the negative reviews, Steam is not letting them remove them from the
I think
score.
unless they outright delete the review, it still counts towards the overall score.
Now look at the Bro Latte, Kibbs.
Bro Latte. With almost 8 hours on
to be clear, he's recommending this game.
Yep.
And then if you read it, it's totally the opposite.
With almost 8 hours on file, and a Dragon Age fan since I could remember, there was a lot to be said. The story and dialogue are pretty messy. It feels like an introductory to the world instead of the 4th installment. However, the characters do grow on you, but won't make you crave the banter like between Liliana and Morgan. Swapping stories about shoes or wondering if Alistar has ever licked a lamppost in winter.
I remember that conversation. That was funny.
I really hope that
sure he
if
has.
they do another, because I would hate to see this franchise do a Fable dive. Oof, that's sad. But they go back to the original humor, push boundaries for darkness, and suffocate us in a world world lore that actually makes sense.
So this is why I think the
Oh no, I
if you scroll
recognize
back
that
up,
profile.
yeah. So if you scroll back up,
It's
Oh no!
it's the game chat made me play. No, okay,
It'll haunt you to the ends of your earth.
I'm going to say I don't know why you looked at it.
now scroll back up to the very top, Kibbs.
Okay. This
So
one?
back up to the very top. The mostly positive score, Kibbs. Think about all of the fucking reviews being what you just read, but giving a thumbs up on it for some reason.
Yeah,
Like,
why did they do that?
He said he was thumbsing it up specifically because he doesn't want to go. It doesn't want it to go the way of Fable.
So they're attached to the old Dragon Age, so they're giving it a thumbs up. So hopefully it doesn't die.
Yes. Okay. So it's copium.
Copium, yes.
It's literally desperation. It's basically the point. You see this happen, and this happens. To recap, chat. Let's talk about some EA franchises that have gone the way of the dodo, right? Dungeon Keeper, dead and gone. Command and Conquer, dead and gone. Dead Space, now dead and gone again. Like, the reason why people are going to say this and have this amount of copium, and that's why they're thumbsing up this game, is because they're scared. They're scared that there will never be another Dragon Age game. And it's not their love of this game that they're actually thumbsing it up. It's actually in spite of this game. They're thumbsing up this game because what they want is they want to return to form, but they don't want to see the game die. They're basically saying, and they're voting by saying it out loud, by writing it, saying that we didn't like this game, but we are still here when you make the game we want to play. So those reviews are protests in a desperate bid to hope that they're read by somebody who
I
has
would actually say
influence.
it's a bit different, and I would say it's even a bit sadder because it's more, if you're just going off the one that you read, it's more melancholy because they're saying, I'm just going to assume for the sake of argument that they're being genuine, that they didn't mind the characters in this game, right?
Mm.
But they're saying even though they liked the characters in this game, they still liked the character dynamics from Dragon Age Origins a lot more.
Now, if you scroll back to that comment, they said the characters grow on you.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Like a tumor.
It's
That's
Copenhagen.
what I'm saying. I'm just inferring, just from him saying it's like, okay, they grow on you.
Oh, Kibbs, hold on. Read that bottom part actually.
If any devs are reading through these
Oh
comments,
no, one up of that.
this one.
No, the same fucking post.
Oh,
just the
overall.
paragraph, yeah.
Overall, there's so much negativity about inclusion and such, but like, I was presented with an option to talk about inclusions, and I picked something else and moved on. It wasn't that hard. Like, if the option floats, you pick it. If not, something else. Maybe choices don't matter, but so far it's been enjoyable. I will come back to edit at the end with my final thoughts.
Okay, now you can keep going. But that's the issue, right? It's they put it in there, and no matter what you say to the characters, your dialogue options don't matter.
Yep.
You're not intrinsic to this story.
The other problem with this game, from just a narrative and storytelling point, as somebody who's actually beaten this game, is that at no point are you actually the main character in this game, or the hero. You are sort of like the background character, and in a lot of the quests, you kind of don't really do anything. And I want to contrast that with Mass Effect 2, where you do the Tally's loyalty mission quest to basically get her loyalty, and basically you solve that, that basically murder mystery. Not necessarily murder mystery, but you absolve Tally of her sins, or you don't, right? Of what her father did. And in that quest, you have Shepard. While he isn't necessarily the main character, it's his actions that make him help save Tally or restore or not restore her reputation. In this game, for the one or two side quests I did on the characters, at no point did my abomination have any actual impact on any of the side quest content. In fact, I was a side character not only in the side quest content, but also in the main content, as everything is kind of overshadows your character and your influence, to the point where you're kind of relegated to a backseat thing because the game wants to lecture you on stuff. And this game is incredibly poorly written.
I'll go back down a little bit to the same post and go to your right, the Meg post. Read that.
It doesn't feel like Dragon Age game, but it's still a great game nonetheless. That is a fundamentally flawed and delusional take.
That's why I said it's like the people liking this. It's almost like a sad form of melancholy is how it reads to me, where it's like it's not what they wanted because it's supposed to be a Dragon Age game, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not.
That is a damning review that a Dragon Age game failed to feel like a Dragon Age game.
Yeah, that's not good. Because the thing is, what is this game? It's called Dragon Age Veilguard. The big thing is that if it's not a Dragon Age game, then why should anyone play this game? Why should anyone bother? Because it's supposed to be built on top of a legacy, right? It'd be like any game that comes out, and it's like the next Command & Conquer comes out, and you play it, and it's a fucking first-person shooter. Or the next Call of Duty comes out, and you play it, and it's a fucking turn-based tactics game. You would just be sitting there going like, what the fuck? This is not what it's supposed to be. This is a fucking sham. It's going to be incredibly disappointing because it's a vast departure from what it was. And what is Dragon Age Veilguard? Dragon Age Veilguard is a hack and slash game with RPG-esque progression mechanics tacked on, more akin to Path of Exile and ARPGs than a traditional RPG.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about flash and stuff like that rather than substance.
And it's hit A. It's like mash the A button if you're on a controller or fucking.
Yep, mash base attacks to generate
left.
power so that you can use your 4 abilities and then your +1
It's
ultimate.
a hero shooter.
Yes, it's basically, oh my god, it's basically just Overwatch. But
Correct.
single player.
Yep.
It's so bad. And it's got fundamentally just terrible level design. So there's so much to pick at here, it's not even funny. The first thing we're going to discuss is level design. The level design can be equated to a series of labyrinthian corridors that are loosely connected in various hubs. And you will be going back to these hubs time and time again, doing the same thing in different sections. And it's got this ADHD game design with puzzles where no matter what you're doing, you have to pop like a zit or like several zits to open a door, or pop like several fucking like crystals in sequence to just open a door or to go forward, to do another like ridiculous like series of quick time or quick actions.
And then in a good example, there was one section where Kibbs was running down a corridor and he had to pop a dark crystal. And then in front of that one, in the same corridor, a few feet away, was another crystal. And this continued 5 separate times down a corridor.
Just to pop the one crystal that's blocking the doorway.
And it wasn't even like it's out of its way or if it's hidden. It was just in a line in a corridor. As if they just tacked it on at the last minute and didn't remember to try to spread them out any type of puzzly way. I think they just abandoned that part of it and moved on to a different section.
It felt like when we were talking about this game and we were playing it, that the design philosophy behind this game is that if the player presses button and shiny thing happens, flashy shiny thing happens, therefore something good happens. Therefore, the player is happy. So you're like constantly hitting things, and the game design is bad. It's so bad that unironically turning it into games journal mode is the only way to play this game. And that's because the combat is incredibly stale. Everything is so spongy that it takes like 1 billion hits to die, even if you min-max your gear. And I started min-maxing in the end. And the only reason why I did that is because I wanted to get out of the game as fast as possible. Because it was not good.
The sponge on some of those fucking enemies.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly believe that in the early part of the game, that all those puzzles, all those dark crystals, everything is designed to waste your time before they get to their actual RPG mechanics that you then hate. And they're just trying to run out the clock.
I 100% agree with that. Absolutely. This game is filled with so much pointless tedium. So much pointless travel here, to travel there, to travel on this thing, to do a couple things, to open a door, to get one line of dialogue, to get a little closer to the next quest area, then to finally go through a Mario 64 doorway to actually get to the actual zone you need to go, then to do all those things again and run around just to start the quest inside that zone. Because you have the player hub. Okay, so let's break this down. Close your eyes for a second, chat. You have the player hub, which is the dream world, right? And that's the party camp. You start at the dream hub, then you have to go to like this like fairy world, and that fairy world has a series of doors, and you have to travel on these little ferry boats to get to those doors. Once you get to those doors, it then loads you into the actual level, and then you have to go to the actual quest inside that level to trigger the quest. Now, compare that to Mass Effect, right? In Mass Effect, the hub is the Normandy. You pick a place on the galactic map to start a mission, and then you just start it, and that's it. That's it. That is so much more simple. Or even like Dragon Age Origins. Just keep it with Dragon Age. Dragon Age, you have the player camp hub, and then you have a map. You click on the place you want to go on the map, and then you go there, and that's it. There might be a random encounter, but that's it. It's so straightforward. This is the fundamental problem with this game. It is built to waste your time. So much so that you're going to be sick of this game far before it is over. I did not want to engage with the side quests at all. I wanted this experience to end as quickly as possible. It was like playing a polished turd that looked nice and flashy, but because of how it is oh my god. There's so much. Okay.
Remember, we're just talking about the
Level design.
Yes. So
No, don't fall into other
I know.
stuff
I know.
here.
That's why I'm like, there's so many things wrong with this game. So just to keep it on the level design thing, the levels are incredibly sterile. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all. They're all the same throughout the entire beginning, middle, to end of the game. Nothing changes about the level design at all. Now you might be like, but Kibbs, like, what about the environments? Yeah, no, you'll be going to like underwater cities. You'll be going to like a desert place. You'll go to like a giant castle. You'll go to like this other like forest and Athaloran or whatever. And that sounds really neat, except that's just the background. The background is that when you're playing the game, none of that matters. Every level is the exact same mechanically. They all play the same. They all have the same little dumb puzzles. They all got the same little dumb doors that you have to open. Not a single thing is different between these zones. And even the enemies themselves, I can't, like, I'm sure there's some things different about them mechanically, but oh my god. It just doesn't matter. And so because the level design is this way and that it's so formulaic that everything is window dressing, that means they crank the window dressing to the maximum. So everything's got these massive vistas and this massive like set piece over there, and you don't care. And you don't care because you don't interact with that background thing. That background skyscraper thing or that background like giant monster thing over there, it's just in the background. It doesn't mean anything. It's not part of the play space.
The massive fuck off dragon that gets summoned by one of the gods just sits there and looks terrifying until you realize it's only ever facing the cutscene location
where you
and
were.
Doesn't look at you, doesn't interact with you whatsoever.
It just sits over there staring at where you were.
Yep.
Nothing will take you out of experience more.
Yeah. Because it's not actually in the world, it's standing there.
Mm-hmm. And it's like if you were the god of whoever and you had a super powerful dragon that you knew could just take out the hero party, you would just go over, take out the fucking hero party with everybody you have. Why wait?
Absolutely. Oh my god. There's and so that's like a culmination of the level problems. It honestly makes Starfield not look as bad with its level problems and like transitioning from planet to planet, which had just issues. And I can't stress enough how absolutely sick you will get after 10 quests of you finish a quest, you go back to the Dream Island, then you have to get on the fucking boat to go to the next place. Yes, you're going to start fast traveling, but here's the other issue. Fast traveling only helps so much because you have to uncover every waypoint. And so you're still going to be running all around and just like holding down the shift key, running past random enemy encounters because every zone is filled with these random enemy encounters and you just don't give a shit. It's just not fun. And oh god, we need to talk about the combat. The combat cannot be avoided any longer. The combat is the most asinine thing. It is attack enemy, like there's 3 things you can do. You can attack with your base attack, you can dodge with your spacebar. I think I already forgot how to play this piece of shit game and hopefully I'll never remember it. And Q, if I remember right, blocks on the keyboard, right? And if you time your blocks, you can do like a thing and it staggers them or whatever, but that is it. Those 3 buttons are it. You can hold down the attack button for a heavier attack, and you have to do the base attack, so that you generate enough points to use one of your abilities. And once you press one of your abilities, it consumes that energy, and you got to do that again. And that is the combat in a nutshell. Now amplify that by super spongy enemies and overly long combat encounters, and the fact that all combat encounters, regardless of whether you're fighting Darkspawn or the Venatori or whatever bullshit faction, they all feel the same. Yeah. They don't have any uniqueness. Like, unlike Mass Effect 3, where the collectors had a uniqueness where, like, assuming direct control and they become super powerful, or
all the fucking
the Reapers are more aggressive and more melee, and then you have Cerberus, and they have like fucking robots and turrets and stuff. Like, there's so much more variety there.
So even then, so we're on to the combat encounters. Are we talking about like characters as well?
Oh, the characters in your party.
Now, Kibbs, tell me, you played Origins, right?
Yes, you can control them.
So do you know who Morgan is?
Mhm.
What'd they do to Morgan?
Oh my god. Okay, so
did they do something that is so totally against her character that it makes it impossible for it to be in the same universe?
They did a couple things, not just with her character personality, but visually. Morgan is uglified in this game. She looks ugly. Her tits like have shrank to be almost non-existent. She already had small breasts to begin with, right? But they're even flatter than they were before. And not only did they do all that stuff, but Morgan is not at all the character you remember from Dragon Age Origins. She's super helpful and super friendly to you, protagonist character, who couldn't do anything wrong. And if anyone remembers Dragon Age Origins, Morgan has her own self-interests and will actually leave the party if you don't actually do what she wants. Not only that, but she also is kind of incredibly self-centered.
She's also a massive bitch.
Yes.
She is, if you don't agree with her.
If you don't agree with her, Morgan is a fucking sassy, conniving little bitch. And that's what makes her an interesting and fun character. Here, she is just like, hey, I'm here, cameo time, I'm gonna help you, and I'm super friendly because you're, trans fucking character number 37, and I really like trans people. And that's like the thing she does, and that's it. That is the summary of her interactions in this game. She is not actually Morgan. She is a husk. You even
She also drinks from the well.
Oh yes.
She lets herself being possessed by Mythal herself.
The whole plot point about escaping that,
Yeah.
Ignore that.
Just fucking get ignored.
None of it matters.
Something Morgan would never do.
Oh,
is let herself be controlled by somebody else.
Yeah, no, that would never happen. She hates that shit.
It was a major plot point in Dragon Age 2 when you give her the thingy instead of keeping it. She's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yep.
Well, gotta figure out a way to escape this now.
Oh, the problems don't end there either. So if we want to talk about lore problems, I'm not super acquainted with, Dragon Age lore. I'm not, an expert at it, but there are some basic facts about, Darkspawn, right? And archdemons becoming a thing. So Darkspawn are revised to be, the retcon in this game to be the product of the elves because the elves needed to control or make new things because the elven gods were evil and corrupt. But the elven gods aren't actually gods, they're just super powerful people from the past. And they actually aren't
elves.
Gods.
Yeah, super powerful elves.
Let's just remove all the mystique out of the game.
So they demystify the setting. There are no actual gods. They even go on a point saying there aren't any gods a couple times. Not any elven gods anyways.
Yeah, Andraste just fucking out the window.
we didn't even see anything about it. There's an amulet for Andraste, but that's about it.
It was just an item that with her name on it.
Yeah, but think about that, Gibbs. There's nothing about Andraste in this.
There's nothing about
anything.
Oh my god.
Even though this is a unironic foreign, not just culture, but literally their deities wreaking havoc.
Remember, Gibbs, was there any gods in Inquisition?
I can't remember Inquisition very well. That was in a long time.
Couldn't tell you.
Yes, there is. I know because they literally Solus
is the Dreadwolf, yes.
He's the Dreadwolf, and he is a actual
remember,
god.
this is a direct continuation of Inquisition. Your character from Inquisition is supposedly supposed to be in this game.
Mm-hmm.
All the choices you made, they allow you to make for the background of the Inquisitor.
Yep.
So they're supposed to be gods in this game. They just ignore it.
There aren't any. Oh, that's so dumb. Not only are there not any gods, did the Chantry even appear in Shitguard? They talk about the fact that if you choose one of the paths when you're creating the Inquisitor, you can choose what the Inquisitor did with his army. Whether the Inquisitor disbanded their army, or whether they handed it off to the Chantry to bolster their Chantry's forces. The Chantry is for those who don't know, is the holy order for Andraste, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And again, they would definitely have some beef with these elvish gods coming to claim domain over their territory.
Yeah, the fact that the holy orders aren't even involved in a holy war is kind of funny to me. Because you think that the human orders, like the Chantry, should be like the primary order involved here. Because this is their field. This is another god coming in and basically taking over their stuff.
You'd think they would have like entire like Templar regiments like trying to help.
Yeah, to be clear, Kibbs, I can only tell that this game is linked to Inquisition. Is Inquisition tied to any other game?
I don't remember how far it is from Dragon. It has Hawk is from Dragon Age 2, right? Yes,
and that's it.
Is Dragon Age 2 tied to any other game?
Is it tied to one?
It's tied to Origins because Morgan.
Yes, it literally is because Morgan carries you.
Morgan's connected to all the games.
No, sorry. Flemeth is the one who rescues the family from 2 at the beginning.
So I'm pretty sure that if that's how it's tied to, all of them are tied together, that means there has to be gods, there has to be holy power, there has to be divinity. So
yes,
I don't understand why they went out of their way to just erase all that.
It's kind
Unless they never cared about the setting in the first place and they didn't understand it.
They certainly don't care about the setting.
They definitely don't care.
I would say it's a combination of the writers who have been around don't care, mixed in with writers who never played the original games and just wrote their own shit.
I mean, the big thing you can tell why they so one of the reasons you can tell this game is not really connected to the other Dragon Ages and uses the name is the art style. The art for this is super colorful and super duper like
vibrant,
not dark fantasy, but like vibrant and colorful and kind of happy high fantasy.
I've heard the art style compared to Fortnite.
Yeah, pretty much. And in the
I was gonna compare it to like was it Saints Row, the new one?
Yeah, that also.
I can see Saints Row more than
the colorful nature of it.
If you look at Dragon Age, let's see if we can pull it up. Dragon Age Origins, right? And we'll look at the original art style. It's much bleaker looking.
It's much more muted.
Like this looks dark and twisted. Here's like a dark spawn, you know. It's got this bleak sort of vibe. Even the ogre, the darkspawn ogre thing is more terrifying in this. Versus the darkspawn in the other game aren't like these horrific mutated monstrosities. There's an abomination too, like of one of the mages who's been possessed by a demon from the other side of the Fade. Because
if memory serves, that's a sloth demon. If memory serves.
Yep, it's basically manifested and possessed the mage. And so there's like a lot more like grittiness and like that's the vibe for the dragon. Look at the cover even, by the way. Like it's blood. Like the dragon is like literally just blood on this canvas. And if you look at Dragon Age 2 as well, they keep this same vibe. This sort of bloody, sort of dark fantasy vibe, gritty, and it's got this sort of darkness to it. This is something they just do not do at all.
They completely abandon the idea that this is a dark fantasy setting. Like, look at those Kunati. Look how gruff and like monstrous they look. Like, they become less gritty and less interesting the more you learn about them, but ignore that part. And then look at the Kunati in the fucking fourth game.
Stan would not approve of what his people became.
Because if you look at the Kunari, they're very smooth. They don't have any of the creases in their face. None of the brute, none of that strength that's in their people.
None of their that sort of grimness. Like weirdness to them. I mean, the whole thing looks visually wrong. Like, even just looking at the trailer here, like, it's just way too vibrant, way too colorful. It's just wrong.
It looks like a game for ADHD people.
Like, even the dragon looks World of Warcraftian.
Yeah. Look, kids, it's the Freedom installation.
Oh, the doorways. The fucking Mario portals. Oh... It hurts me, Chatfish. It's
Danos.
Oh, the Darkspawn looks so bad in this game. It's not even funny. The Darkspawn look fucking goofy.
This dude is fucking. Oh, I come out of nowhere. Look at my cool wings. Haha.
I'm edgy, and I'm a smart, thinky girl. I'm glad I got them all killed. The only thing I can say positive about this game is that you can get all your companions killed. And we did. You know
It
why?
also
Because
looks
fuck them
like-
all.
Comparing Origins to Veilguard Darkspawn, it looks like they made them more like generic fantasy monster rather than no, these are people, like corpses that have been twisted by the Darkspawn corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're just zombies.
But that's what I mean.
Look, there's not Morgan.
Oh, God. Yeah, Morgan just looks wrong.
Wait, that's Morgan's character?
Yeah.
That is Morgan. Look at all her assets.
That
Man chest.
Man chest.
Man.
Her jaw is also fucked. When she.
Oh no, her jaw is a dude's jaw.
They fucked up everything. Like, what's funny is, if you notice closely, the women in this game look ugly. But the men don't have the same uglification as the women do. The women are actually hideous in this game. Like, genuinely.
Can you try and freeze frame on like Antonio Banderas?
Look at this like male character here. Look at that male character.
That looks like that's like
Chiseled
Shepard.
jaws.
Like Commander Shepard could look like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, and there you can see the assassin guy over there. Like, the men look more than fine in this game. But for whatever reason, the women got like hit with the ugly stick. And I mean, not just one of them. Like, genuinely all of them. Like, they all look bad. Oh my god, that's the new ogre, by the way, the Darkspawn ogre thing.
It's
Fucking
okay.
goofy.
Give it big red spooky eyes.
It's goofy looking.
They
It's-
did
everything is
Halloween,
so
these spooky.
colorful too. I don't understand that.
they brutified them.
Look,
Oh, so
so colorful.
in the beginning of the game, you start fighting like demons as if they're like nothing right away.
Mm-hmm.
So not only do they start the game off with like your character being like in rags, but you're fighting literal like pride demons.
Who are
Ironic,
supposed to be one of the strongest demons.
There's a pride demon right there, and you fight those in like the prologue of the game, and it's like, okay, so like we may be like bumfuck character with like no stats, no skills, no anything,
No bitches.
but we can just slaughter pride demons like they're fucking like trash mobs.
Yeah, I can't get over how much bright neon bullshit is in this game.
Yes, look at how fucking neon that fucking demon was.
Look, also they are so unoriginal. They fucking ripped off Monster Hunter.
Oh
For
god,
their,
the
for their
dragon
monster
battle.
designs.
No,
Huge
no,
dragon-
the actual
Don't
dragon
stop
boss
bringing
battle.
it up.
No, we're
There.
bringing it up. So the dragon boss battle is like a shitty version of Monster Hunter. Like, I'm not even kidding, chat. Like, you have to like
It's so good.
stab its legs and stuff, and then it'll get tired and fall over, and then you stab
Mm-hmm.
its weak spot. But imagine Monster Hunter, but if you remove the exhaustion mechanics, all the other nuanced mechanics that make fighting the monsters fun, and it's just a scripted bonk a spot till it falls over to get more damage, and then repeat.
So-
Yes, Zerot. Pride demons were bosses in Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2. They were
Also,
bosses.
Kibbs, read the dono. Membership.
Squee-wee!
Oh yes. Did we mention that Stephen Fest and Harlot give them memberships at the beginning of stream? I
No.
don't think we did.
Squee-wee!
Well, they did. Daniela has been a member for 17 months. Player Hub is in the Fade. This place that is basically hell
Yes.
/ warp of the universe. And in DOA Mage's prologue, you learn not to trust anything in there. So,
Yeah.
not just that, the Fade is even worse, considering that
The fate
I
is
would
being
hell,
there for a
basically.
prolonged time will actually make it so that you cannot leave.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
I
you
would
won't
say
be able
the
to come back
Fate
to
is
your body.
closer to like the Celtic, like Elseworld, where it's like all the good, bad. Like, that is just literally the other world. Is basically the Fade, and you
Yes.
have no idea what you're talking to, whether it's a good spirit, a bad spirit, or just like I'm just gonna fuck with you because I can, because it's Monday. I don't know.
The party hub takes place in the Fade. Not only does it take place in the Fade, but you literally sleep in the Fade and rest there, and then use the Fade to teleport yourself around the world.
I wish it was teleporting.
You walk through doors, And these doors
Like-
from the Fade lead you to the real world. It's so stupid.
Like you
Uh.
spend 10 minutes running from one hub to the location of the fucking world that you need to go to, or the instance you need to go to, so you can continue on your quest. It's fucking ridiculous.
It is
Also-
actually
This combat encounter, as you see with the dragon, so Kibbs played it on fucking journalist mode, and it was boring then and tedious.
Look at how little
Imagine
damage
if
they're doing.
Kibbs, yeah, imagine if you had played this while on like normal or hard difficulty. It would fucking last hours.
Oh god. It's just not good. Like they made everything super hyper spongy. And yeah, it's supposed to be a dragon fight, but I'll tell you right now, this dragon arena is just bad. And at some point they have you fight 2 of them, and then that's it. The dragon battles in this game, where you actually fight the dragons, is like bad. They're not good.
Well, let's make it extra.
The
Like, they
worst
were-
part about it is they kept like reviving these dragons.
Hold
to
on,
keep
can you go
killing them.
back like 5 seconds to that little fire whip thing?
Mm-hmm.
That's like the basic thing. That's the mage. It looks dumb.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It just
But
it,
yeah.
it didn't feel good. And look at how flashy it is too, right? And that's like that all the time. It's like visual vomit, the video game. So that none of your abilities actually feel like they actually are powerful.
Janos has donated more money, Gibbs.
Janos 25 Polish bucks and says, also, am I the only one who didn't get how your party could just pull you out through the portal from upgraded prison for gods? So let's put you in. Yes, there's a point in the plot where there's a super god prison that Solus has made to place the gods in so that they don't like attack the world. But don't worry, they're not actually gods, by the way, because they reveal that as well. But not only is it okay, there's a super prison, but our character gets put in the super prison. We're not a god, and we don't have the powers that these characters do. And then we just get out because our fifis pull us out.
It's actually kind of effortless for you.
God, I
You just
really
walked
hate the
and
dark
talked to
spot.
people and then just, walked out basically.
Also, the fact that you like these things are not actual gods, and that all you need to do is to turn them mortal is to kill their fucking dragons.
Yep.
I don't know why Solus even wasted effort putting like
Them in
creating a new
prison.
prison.
Just actually kill them.
Just kill the
Just
dragons.
actually- yeah.
Because if the dragons die, they become mortal, and then they can be slain.
I'm assuming they would need some time to like reconstitute the corpse, but
They use the blight to reconstitute the body.
no, that's what I mean because it takes time for a new archfiend to be formed. So it's like I'm assuming it's basically the same amount of time between darkspawn invasions.
They
would be
do
how long
something
that-
really dumb in this. So at the end of the game, they basically say that the mother of all blights has been purged. Now the blights are no longer a problem.
Yep, you killed the final blight.
The final blight has been destroyed, and now the Grey Wardens.
No,
do
that's
not
just
exist.
actually uninteresting because the blights just as a fact of the world. Because if I remember right, in the original lore, the archdemon was like a dead god or something, right?
I can't remember exactly about the archdemon. All I do know is that the blight takes all the bodies and carcasses of like the living empires, the living kingdoms, and then attacks them. And so the Grey Wardens are an order that specifically consumes the blight blood, so that they can
Tainted
sense
blood, yes.
where the demons are, or the blighted creatures are, and this shortens their life, so that they're going to live not very long before they die. And so it's actually really dark, and the people who drink this blood, most of them don't survive the ordeal. So it's kind of like the super, again, dark fantasy thing where it's
Where it's like you are
bleak.
giving up everything to become a Grey Warden to hunt darkspawn for maybe like what did they give you, like 25 years at best, 30?
25-ish years, if I remember right, or something about that ballpark. And you're going to spend 25 years of your life hunting darkspawn so that
and
the rest of the
slowly
world can live.
and slowly going insane, by the way, because the archdemon is connected to all the Grey Wardens. So all the old Grey Wardens go down to hunt darkspawn until they're killed.
Yep. Otherwise, it gets
Also-
driven made.
in the finale, did Solus use the wrong dagger, or did you both get pulled in because right dagger had both your blood on it? SF and M7 Tally lives.
I think
Yeah, they had that whole plot point about, oh, we'll use this fake dagger, but I don't remember that ever actually coming up.
The reason why I got put in there is because I got my entire party killed. I think that's why. I think
Oh,
that's
so
just the
Jan-
bad.
I don't
Yeah.
remember them even bringing up the other dagger.
They did. They brought up the other dagger to use as a ploy. But again, I'm 90% sure the reason why we got that ending was because I intentionally made sure that my entire party got exterminated because I hated every character. I am pretty sure that if we had done all the character loyalty missions, we would not have died. Because it's the same for Mass Effect 2, where if you lose enough of your party members, Shepard will jump, and he won't make it. He'll fall. And then it just leaves Joker left with Edie. And that's it. Everyone else is dead.
Yep, but then it's Joker and Edie preparing for the Reaper invasion, which is funny.
It's funny.
We only need Joker.
Joker can do it.
He's
Yeah, I
got it.
believe in him. He can do it. He's a Chad.
That is
And a
ending
cripple.
3 where you can trick.
Yep, it's one of the different endings. The thing is, the ending is just, it didn't matter. I got the best ending in my books because I got everyone killed, and yeah, that made me happy.
It seems like it's gonna be the canon ending for that studio.
Yeah, pretty much. None of them lived, so don't worry about it. So don't...
Now, you know what they say: die in the game, die in real life.
So what were the other donations at the beginning of the before? the stream?
Just memberships.
Oh, okay. Just wanna
Thank
make
you for your
sure.
And
generous
then you
donations.
read the one that Jano did.
Did they ruin Varric? Varric is the little dwarf guy, right?
Yeah.
Varric doesn't get to do anything.
Oh god, oh god.
Yeah,
So,
Miss A-
hold on, I got this. So, like in the beginning of the plot, Varric is going like, "Oh, Solus, we're friends. Oh, you listen to me, mate." And then Solus turns around and just stabs him in the chest, and he's like falls on the ground. He's like, "Oh, I don't feel so good." And so the entire game, he's like, "I don't feel so good, but I'm gonna like talk to you and only you." And it's very obvious he's dead. And then it's revealed later, he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I was dead all along, and I'm in the fade. You've just been imagining that I've been alive, and I'm dead now. Goodbye." And he's dead now.
Do you know what's funny?
He's dead.
Varric would know that Solus didn't like anyone from the team in Inquisition except the main character.
Yeah, I don't know why he's like, I can reason with him.
He literally said, "It's like I did not care about anyone until you." In terms of like species other than like elf or mortal.
Yep, because he has been so only concerned with elves.
So the fact that a mortal that was not an elf but a dwarf tried to convince him, thinking that he had any sort of leverage or connection, is funny to me.
Oh, it's so bad. River gives 5 memberships.
He does.
Thank you for the generous gifting memberships. Really appreciate it.
We're almost at the end of today's goal.
Almost, but not quite, Bucket Bro.
And it's his goal. Like we're
So the
okay, sure, you can call it that.
the big thing to bear in mind is what's interesting here is that we got a little snippy clippy from PS5, right? And this is the Metascore for this game, Dragon Age Reelguard, and it's at 84, right? But then the actual user score is at 2.5.
Look at the rating. I mean, the amount of ratings.
Yeah, like 386 user ratings versus 52 critic ratings. 52 bought and sold out critics. The other thing I want to highlight with critics, by the way, is a lot of the YouTubers that got early review builds of the game did this. They would say, I don't really like the game, but I don't think that's the game's fault. I think it's my fault for not liking the game. So you should go and watch someone's video who does like the game, because you'll probably like the game. And it's like that is the most scummy thing I've ever seen. It's like this like attempt to try to be like honest but also lying at the same time.
I had a game journalist try to tell me that was that it was, there's nothing wrong with the game and he's really looking forward to it, and all of the bad mixed noise coming out of it about the game is just haters.
They're just haters. They're just mad because there's pronouns in the game. It's like, oh.
I do want to announce, by the way, that Decompresso is now a running bounty. He has a Chatfish on him.
He's great.
Decompresso. The hunt for the Decompresso is on. Member chat, if you win by gifting memberships and you win a decompresso, you win the bounty prize. The bounty prize will increase as more people try to capture the little blue fuck.
What happens if somebody just fucking does it and then off the start?
He's got the first tier prize, so that he still has a prize. I think he has a custom chatfish on his little body.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Mahjong Moji, my favorite little penguin. So, whack.
Oh, Pingy.
So
This has
On
been
the
my favorite thing. Hold on. So Bucky sent me this meme, okay? And this
that meme's
meme's
been popping up a lot.
This meme speaks to me spiritually because I've been seeing that this is what the journalists and the people that are trying to cope for this game have been at doing non-stop, by the way.
The
This
funniest
is a commercial
thing
success,
about this,
actually. It's like, okay.
the funniest thing, all this tells me, it's basically just more evidence that those outlets are pretty much bought and paid for.
Well, it's pretty much confirmed already that
Oh no, I know.
these gaming outlets they exist to butter
Sell
up game developers.
Yeah,
Almost
no,
Red
no,
Sox against membership.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm just saying it's just another bit of evidence on the pile where it's like you don't actually care about quality.
Thank you for the
Well,
gift of
they never
memberships,
did.
by the way. Very generous. Oh my god.
Again,
Harley
like-
didn't win the last time.
Wait, when this picture was taking place, Helldivers
That's
is
true, too.
back up to 306,000 players, and fucking...
we'll check it right now.
I don't believe it.
You have the power, Gibbs.
You have the power in your
In your
soul.
soul. Gibbs said we can have the access to zone.
Can you feel them?
Hell Dunkers 2. Okay, it's not that high.
Yeah, it's not that high. But
still pretty high,
I think they're
49,000.
looking at the
peak,
max concurrent
probably.
players.
Oh, those are peak concurrents. Okay. Yeah, that. Oh,
Probably.
okay. Yep. I get you now. Yeah. No, the peak concurrent players at 306,000 is nothing.
Oof,
to sneeze at.
Gunfox.
Gunfox is
Gunfox
going
gets
for it.
50 memberships.
Holy shit.
Gunfox, make
Very
sure
generous.
to kill Tally.
No,
Kill
Gunfox.
Tally.
Be a good little Foxu-chan.
Do it for the memes.
Save Tally.
Yes.
No,
Help
you see,
chat,
Regular,
not Bucky.
you're messing
Good
up. Yeah,
man.
save Tally, because you do it for the anti-meme, which is a meme in and of itself.
The anti-monitor's gay.
He is gay.
The thing is, even in Helldivers 2 current state, Helldivers 2 is recovering. But right now,
Save Tally.
Helldivers 2 is where we're at as a point of... It's at a lull point because waiting for the next content patch and influx, right?
I'm still waiting for the big
Oh,
war.
its player numbers also more or less stabilized.
Yep,
hold
it's
on.
stabilized.
Bring that up right now.
What,
Go
Hell
back to
Donkeys?
the Helldivers. So it's at 49,000. What is the Veilguard at right now?
It should be higher than that. It came out only a couple days.
I think it's 70 right now.
Right now. No, right now.
Is it like right now?
Right, meow.
It's at 74,000 at the moment, which is pretty bad because we're on the
So it's-
weekend following it's just launched.
The fact that Helldivers has been out for months on end
And,
now.
and it has it's honestly relatively close in player count.
Yep, I mean a PvE game stabilizing at 50,000 to 60,000.
That's not terrible for how long it's been out.
Yep, considering that it only goes up when they do major content patches, where it goes up to like 100,000 again. So
Yeah,
that's
but,
pretty normal.
Veilguard is a game to where if you were to actually play the content, you might not be done by now.
Yeah.
And they only have this many people.
Yes, because there's also a lot of this. There's actually probably a lot of side content because you skipped a lot, Gibbs.
We skipped a fuck ton. And
And
I've
the
been
game
noticing
kept
a lot.
heckling you to do them.
Oh my god, the fun part about this game, by the way, is that if you try to skip any side content, the game goes out of its way to heckle you about it and be like, and badger you, like, if you don't do it, like, I think I might fucking die in the final mission, and that's every character says, like, God, I really just can't focus.
To which you look at them. That's what I want.
Every mission, you have the big group talk where like everyone talks about
their
their feelings and their ideas and stuff.
and their
Every
gender
single one
preference.
of those, every single time you did that, they would go on about, oh, but I'm kind of distracted, so you should do my side stuff first before we do the main mission.
I just can't really focus. And
Yeah,
then
every single time they did, you had a group talk.
And they
it was
wouldn't just
always
say it
about go
once,
do their side content.
and then somebody else would always try to be like, yeah, I'm just so distracted. And like they stare at you like
They
distracted.
start touching like
And your character promises every time to go do their stuff. Like they just force you to say you'll do it.
Oh, by the way, you did say Varric was dead the entire time.
Yeah, he was dead from the beginning.
So that even makes it even more important that your character is just not fit to have led anything.
Yeah, we're psychologically unstable because we're seeing a dead man.
You also tied to Solus like the entire time.
Perfect gets 5
But the thing
memberships.
is, the main character is supposed to be tied to Solus because that's what he did to the main character at the end of the game, or of Inquisition.
Zizuke
Well,
donates
different
$9.04 and says, I want nothing to do with Monster Hunter Wilds. It has de novo. Immediate nope. Also, all those reviews and shillings for Failguard, so much cope. More funny, if anything, that they do that. I don't know why I paused there. Been playing Soul Mask for a while. Janky but enjoyable. De novo is cringe. Jimmy gets 5 membership or 10 memberships. Thank you for the generous gifting of membership, little Jimbo.
You have an actual donation too.
Yeah.
Oh, and TK donates $2 and says, thank you, Bioware, for helping everyone with NNN.
No, not November.
Yeah, no, honestly, like, dude, you're not going to be nutting to anything from fucking Veilguard, except maybe my broccoli character.
What if you're really what if you're a masochist?
Listen, chat, it's okay to schlick to Kib.
He was a real woman.
I thought I heard Schumann just go,
Hold on,
"Oh."
I want to point out, chat. He even admits it. You are slicking to Kibs
That's true. He didn't
Not-
say
not-
Blareth.
or Aerith.
Oh, no. Let's move on past this, because this
No,
doesn't
let's
look
not.
good
Let's
for
stay
me.
on this. So how do you feel, Kibs?
I
This
don't
is
feel
a power
good.
session.
I don't feel good. I feel bad.
Yes. Sturmat makes a point, Reguline. What's the bounty at now?
It's currently animated and a called.
I'm pretty sure it's at
STL.
max. I think it's at max bounty already, right?
It is.
Oh, it's already at
They
max
did
bounty
it.
tier? All right, well,
Well,
no,
there
it's
was-
not. There's still a comp slot that's
Oh,
available.
okay.
Hold on. Gunfox donated 50 fucking minutes.
That's not enough for.
It's close. It's close, but
is
it's
it?
not quite there yet.
Oh,
It's
okay.
on the cusp of getting it. Because basically, once it gets a few more memberships, then it reaches the final tier of our bounty offers, which is custom com slot, custom animated chatfish, an STL of your animated chatfish, and a custom chatfish, which is
Now,
like
chat.
a lot of stuff.
Make sure Harlock doesn't win again.
nerds.
The-
You know,
usually
Harlock
wins
did
this.
lose last time as well.
Yes, but he's won every decompresso.
Lord
Yes.
Bernard, you haven't been here in a while, so I'm not going to answer your questions. He's like, well, you don't think about being a little.
Yes, it's unfortunate, Gunfox. You can't just specifically target gifted memberships. They have to be randomly
Right.
selected.
It is unfortunate.
If
But-
it was selected, then people would win right away.
Yeah.
Win.
No, they would be angling for the most optimal amount of winning stuff. So they would just be like donating 1 or 2
Yeah, but wait till somebody does it. Stiffy
Yeah,
gets 10 more
until-
memberships. Thank you for the memberships.
until it gets to like a good enough reward that somebody will immediately try to snatch it up.
Well, on the bright side, if we get enough memberships, we can add a new emoji. So there's that.
How far away?
And then you'll
that is.
forget to. You'll
YouTube
just throw in
doesn't
a
actually tell
placeholder
me,
and then
by the way,
forget.
until it empties and opens up. Because it'll say like you're 50 away, but it's like 50 away from the 15th emoji, but we have like 20, so it's like, okay, so it's not 50 away from the next emoji.
It's poorly coded, is what it is.
It doesn't actually
On-
tell you because YouTube's fucking. Well, I said no, not a word. No, I said YouTube is fudging stupid, or no, fudging illiterate. No, that could be offensive.
On the topic of emojis, you still haven't put in one because you still have just the placeholder Binsky.
I know we
So
gotta
have
get
two of
we
those.
gotta get Chatfish. We got what was the next Chatfish one they wanted? They wanted like a fucking. I didn't say fucking
Sandwich one.
They do want a sandwich eating one.
sandwich fish. So there's a cookie and a
Yeah.
sandwich. That's cursed. There's just Chatfish eating emotes.
Which don't forget, chat, to
They're
put
under
your money
replacing-
towards hashtag cookie.
They're
Oh,
all
look,
to
get some
replacing
membership.
it, by the way.
Thank you for the gift
Harlot
membership.
says, speaking of STLs, there are some still to go up on the store.
Okay. Chumba.
Hmm?
Go to the tabletop section of the dev server and tag Tibbs and yeah about the
Okay.
missing STLs, just so he knows to update the website. Thank you.
Bathios has been tagging him. I guess I'll tag him as well.
Yeah.
Wait, he tagged him and he didn't respond to him?
He
Yeah.
has not.
How long ago was that?
last time I see a post from Tyler was September 13th.
That's a while. Something's fishy.
And there's
Alright.
been 3 posts from Baffios.
Tell Baffios to upload the file to Google Drive and then make it a shareable link, and we'll just do that to bypass that till we figure out what's going on with that.
Alright,
That way they can get their file, so they don't have to
I'll
wait.
add him.
Mhm.
Get that taken care of.
So, Kibbs, what do you think is the impact of Veilguard on the industry?
I think that it's either going to be another ripple effect where it's going to send a message about what people want, and if you make a game marketed for people that don't exist, like this game is appealing to a market that doesn't exist, then you're going to get sales representative of that non-existent market. Like, if you want me to be interested in Dragon Age, if I wasn't a fucking streamer, I said a naughty word again. If I wasn't a little streamer, little guy with burgers and fries, I wouldn't have bought this game. I could tell you right away that I didn't want to play it. I didn't want to play it the second day we streamed it. I wanted nothing to do with this game after we did it because it was so rancid. But we did. We beat it. And all I can say is that I never want to see it again. Never. I want it to go far away from me.
That is a great idea, Kibbs. So, chat, Kibbs has stated that Veilguard can be the next Fire Warrior.
It's true, and we should make him 100% it next time.
You
Yeah,
fucking
and
piece
the,
of shit, Chumba.
And the it starts at $1,000 to force Kibbs to play it again.
Also, Jimmy,
Stiffy gives another
thank you for the gift of memberships.
to memberships.
Now, Jimmy, my boy, I appreciate the gifting memberships. I really do. But make sure that you pace yourselves, guys. The bounty isn't going anywhere yet. I don't know if anyone's going to win it yet.
Unless someone takes it from you, in which case, yeah, it's gone.
Then I fucked up, and I'm sorry. But I tried to prevent you from spending all your money. Don't get me wrong. I love being donated to.
Donated?
No, that sounds bad.
You love being donated? I'm
That sounds bad.
not gonna lie, that sounds really sus.
I like it when you guys donate because it makes me know that I'll have food and electricity for a little while longer. But that does not mean you guys need to. We already made the weekly goal, so you can slow down.
Bug,
We're almost
because
there.
It only gave Jimmy's 10 gifts only went to 2 people. It looks like.
Correct. So what takes is it takes a while for the
It
YouTube
updates.
to
Just
update
filter
and-
it.
Yep.
So basically, what'll happen is, in a little bit or some amount of time, I forget the exact time frame, more people will just be seemingly randomly gifted memberships, because that's when YouTube's doling them out.
Yep.
Like they're basically queued right now, is what they are.
That happened back when we were doing the we were playing, was it WoW or was it the other game? I think it was WoW.
It's happened a few times.
Yeah.
It has happened during WoW too.
Baffios has responded, and he'll do that tomorrow. But he can also just DM something to people directly through a zip if they need their STLs.
Okay,
But,
in that case, chat, if you need an STL and it hasn't been updated on the website, feel free to DM our modeler Baffios for that file. Because those files we make for you are free, so you don't need to pay for them. You already funded them.
It's a question. Could you just put it on the fucking Discord server?
It might be too big. I don't know. I mean, if
I
it lets them,
think they're too big.
If you put it in a zip file.
I've gotten zip file, like I've downloaded a couple. I don't think it would really work with
our
Discord.
models are kind of chunky.
You're chunky.
Some of them might, but I guarantee some won't.
Anything for our
Okay.
tabletop war game is too big, I'm pretty sure. But the Chatfish ones might.
So it depends on how simple their Chatfish is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a harlot one.
Yes, and harlots usually, need a bit
Sophisticated.
more polygons and shapes and whatnot, since
Boobs.
Boobs.
Yeah.
Now, Stiffy, can you please add me with what you want those memberships to go to as far as
Now, member chat, are all those memberships you've donated for today, is that going towards Tally Lives?
Oh,
So
Tally
far they've
Guys
been.
for the meme.
Or how
So
about
far they've
we
all been Tally
I
Lives.
like how he's
destroy
trying to use
those?
meme magic.
Or how about she lives for the hentai? I'm using hentai magic. Is it
I
stronger than
mean,
meme magic?
What hentai? There's already a
Indio
massive-
has promised more art, I'm pretty sure, if she wins.
Yes.
Who lives?
I will have. Oh, fuck, we already have a naked army statue. God, I need to come up with new material.
Yeah, you don't have any ideas.
I
yet.
need to come up with
new
new
material. Shut the fuck
material. I'm exhausting my resources, Chatfish.
Wait,
The
waiter.
naked Reguline statue.
No. Waiter. It just turns out it's
Wow, I
like
didn't know you were like that.
Jimmy, Tally is a space gypsy that tries to
A
kill
saucy, no, a saucy space gypsy that needs to be punished with love and
The
compassion.
the real thing, Jimmy, is Chat wants Tally to live. Bucky wants Tally to die.
No,
That's
there
really
are
what
other
it boils
people
down
in
to.
chat that also want Tally.
Those
Yes,
ones don't
there's
exist.
other people you have bribed and made deals with who are siding with you, but the rest of chat.
Traitors, enemies of the people.
Jimmy, I need you to understand that you can prove that you are home by donating to kill Tally, because nobody will ever ask you that question ever again.
no,
Well,
that's a lie.
No, because nobody would want to talk to him.
Jimmy.
Think about it. You could also spite Draconis too.
Destroying Yinglis is the only. Wait, no, hold on. Yinglis might be
Yes.
right in this one particular case.
Oh, the sick girl, says Jimmy.
Yeah, the girl that gets sick when you bang her.
It's
Well,
Which
funny.
makes her
Bang,
even
okay.
more bangable
Yeah, so we can kill Tally.
by
Which would be
banging
really
her
funny.
to death.
I just remember.
Spacey.
I just remember.
Correct.
I just remember really autistic conversations, like a number of months after they came out, where it's like, but like, is the distance between her hips like even like physically possible given like the species? It's like, oh, for fuck's sakes, people. It was really dumb.
It doesn't matter. It's the thought that counts.
Yes.
Jacob Smith donates $100. Thank you very much. Kibbs, how's it going? And I hope you can play a good game. Tally lives. Is that your first time donation, Jacob?
That's his 20th donation.
Oh, what? 20th?
It says
Says-
20.
It literally
Yeah.
says it right
Do you have
there.
your ranks in the Discord? How long has it been? Have you been
Is
around?
Jacob
now?
in the Discord?
Wait, why does it say
Oh,
Bob?
Jimmy-
City says
If you think it's cringe, you should kill Tally because she's cringe.
Don't do that. Jimmy, think about it. You're my
Right,
little
like-
guy.
How about instead of either? How about cookies, Jimmy? You like cookies, right?
Well, you can do it for both.
Jimmy,
That's
remember
not
Good.
That's
Jimmy,
not a separate thing.
remember Jimmy. This is Jimmy, Jimmy. He's like, yeah, it's only a widow funny. So,
Jim B.
Jimmy, you belong to me. You've always been my property. Don't fight this.
The Quarian's health has always been fucking weird.
See
We
me
can only have
later.
her.
Good job, Jimmy. Sandwich is better.
Make sure you get your ranks,
English
Jacob. Also, Jacob.
Has been a member for 24 months. Tally must live. Breed Squirrel Girl. Breed Kib. Breed Kami. Breed them all. And fight me in TAW.
By the way, chat, if you would like, you can join our tabletop team and fight Draconis. If you beat Draconis, also known as Yinglis the Yinglet, you get a badge of honor. We really should make that a badge of honor. If you lose to Yinglis, I don't know what to say. Like, how did you lose?
You get the Cuckboy tag.
Okay, so like we have to talk about one little tangent here. The tabletop team, it was a 3v1. 3 Chatfish fought Yinglis, and all 3 of them lost. I have serious questions to how you guys managed to lose. Like, it's like when you play against Yinglis, it's like Games Journal mode. Like, what are you doing?
I will point out.
You do.
So it was Green Branch, Prav, and Gregors.
And they got-
Green Branch more or less kept having to miss, so they would take over his forces. And well, Prav's a handicap.
Prav's a
He is what he is.
damn mean.
So Prav himself has pointed out that he dragged Gregors down, didn't you, Prav?
Prav, you have to regain your honor. Prav, you need to regain your honor. You need to go beat Draconis and fucking Terrestrial War. You must restore the honor of the Prav house.
But Jimmy, hear me out. If you help me kill Tally, I will fund a loot art of Aerith
Think
for
about
you
it.
without you having to donate to it.
Yinglis, or not Yinglis. What is your name?
Damn,
Jimmy.
he called you Yinglis,
Fuck.
Jimmy. How do you feel? How do you feel that he called you Yinglis?
He doesn't
That's
feel.
fucked
He's
up.
fine. He's fine. Don't be a
Well,
little
Prav
baby.
is defending himself, saying Green Branch charged headlong to the front at the end of the game. It was my troops who killed the most.
Damn. Jimmy, no! It's a joke, Jimmy!
Like I'd vote to do the
A slight
alternative. Kip
Freudian
wanted
slip.
out of spite. Just out of spite, I would do whatever Kip wanted to do, but the opposite of it.
He's trying.
Don't trust Bucky. He's evil.
He's turning you
Canonical.
against me. Vulpus donates 10 euros and says, more bodies for the tabletop. Tally best girl must live. Also, Yinglis needs to be punished more. Thank you for your generous donation. All right, so back to the Veilguard subject, because there are some closing notes here before our little side tangent.
Yes, I do want to make a point about the writing.
Before we make a point about the writing, real quickly, I want to discuss the fact that I think Dragon Age is done.
The series,
Yeah.
yes.
I think the franchise is done. Like they're gonna have to either reboot it or B, make something based on Veilguard, and that's gonna be even worse than this. And I don't think that's happening. I think it's over for Dragon Age. I think Dragon Age, unironically, this is the final nail in the coffin. Because the thing is, if we look at Dragon Age real quickly, right, the first game is considered almost universally to be the best one. The second one is a mixed bag. Some people it's like mostly okay. Inquisition is considered by pretty much almost everyone I know to be bad. And Veilguard is considered to be an abomination. Of the likes we have never seen Bioware produce. I think this is it. This is just a sad slope that just goes down. I think it's over for Dragon Age as a franchise. And I think
it only gets worse from here.
I think the only thing Bioware has now, they have two options, right? Holy shit, that's actually a pretty goddamn good deal. Well,
Yeah, it's on sale till the 11th.
Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which is Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 and all its DLC, is available for $9 if you want it. Now,
This also frequently goes on.
I was a little
a
upset
steep
because
sale.
there is censorship, by the way. They removed some... There's a couple things I will talk about. They removed some shots of girls' asses. You can mod those back in, I believe. That is moddable. What you cannot mod back in is the multiplayer mode for Mass Effect 3. And the reason why I didn't recommend it at the time, and at full price, I don't recommend it still, but at this point here, is because the ME3 multiplayer content is missing. And the ME3 multiplayer content is one of the biggest draws for ME3. Now, if you're just looking for the campaign... Yeah, it's basically impossible now. But yeah, if you're looking for Mass Effect, a pretty strong RPG that does fall off towards the end a bit, but still pretty good. God damn, don't show me Best Boy like that. So perfect.
And how he died.
So perfect in every way.
He didn't
Remember-
die as he lived.
Remember,
He
chat,
died
Kibbs
as-
isn't gay. He just really likes men.
True.
Well-written men.
It's a shame that the Lucivan died at the end of 2, and then his doppelganger to control the organization.
Mhm.
His doppelganger had, Tourette's.
Just like how the Shepherd has a clone in 3.
Yep,
Don't worry about
it's a DLC.
it. They
Don't
removed
think about it.
Miranda's... No, they didn't move her butthole. They didn't have that model to begin with. They just moved her cheeks.
Cheeks.
And they didn't remove them. They just made the camera pan away from that.
I want to point out that Kibbs was like, let's get back to Veilguard, and then decides to talk about fucking Mass
He
Effect.
talks about men.
Oh, all right. So,
No, yeah,
Zumba,
no,
tell
no,
us.
no.
Hold on. Bucky raises a good point of criticism, even though I hate him for doing it. Now, fucking Chumbus bread. What did you have to say about the writing for Veilguard?
So, everyone does give it rightful criticism about the writing and the DEI and woke stuff that they just force and preach at you. But I want to point out, because you did play through the whole game, and while it's there, it's not as bad as everyone's complaining. And I think that's because the majority of that stuff is shunted into the side content, the side quest content that they kept trying to force you to do. And so if someone just goes through and plays it, the reason why some of the reviews are positive and not understanding necessarily the people complaining is because most of that stuff, if you just play through the main campaign, yes, the writing is still bad and it's not good. But the majority of the extreme woke crap is in the side content.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not on full display because you can just skip it.
I think that that side content shit is indicative of just the overall, how to say, not corruption, but degradation of the video game industry as a whole, and the Bioware's entire development team focuses on, instead of polishing up the obvious glaring issues of the game, focused on adding in all the fucking diversity shit that never belonged in the game, in the setting in the first place.
Yes, I would definitely say that more than likely the majority of the effort for the quests was the side content, the character quests. That's where they put probably the majority of their actual effort.
Yep.
Which is why they constantly heckle you to go do their side content. Because they don't give a shit about the main story. They want to tell you about how special their characters are.
Oh, pretty. Even though they're all horrifically ugly.
They're not pretty though.
They're all terrible people who deserve to die.
Because the main thing consistently see people whinging about was the whole pronoun thing and the misgendering, and that's a side content quest.
It's not even part of the main content. In fact, I'm surprised. Well, I guess somebody played it and then they heard it and then they put it up and that's what trended. It is a side content thing. I think it's related specifically to the Tash character if you do her side quest. Because she starts getting mad at her mom and is like, why can't you just be happy for my fucking mental illness? And she's like, bro.
I sent you something regarding that, by the way.
I saw a screenshot of that, and it's literally just her mother. It's like,
put it in chat?
Well, according to
put it into DM.
Put it into chat.
It's like yeah, we're all here. Just put it in. Yeah,
I know. I sent it to him like yesterday. Well, earlier.
No,
he put it in chat so you can grab it up.
Put chat now.
But
Mr. Youngsell gifts and memberships. By the way, he has a comp slot on his head now.
He has a comm slot on his head.
Yeah.
But it seems like YouTube is bugging out and not actually giving the memberships right now.
Yes.
Thank you for memberships. Keep an eye out for what it lands on Decompresso.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that they fell into the same issue that the Solo movie has. The Han Solo movie, where it attempts to answer all the things nobody wanted answers to, and did it in the shittiest way possible.
The term for one whose gender does not match the one given to them at birth.
Diego Smith, there's $10. Oh.
Perhaps you are like that. Why do you have to keep picking at it? Why can't you just be
What's going on?
Video.
Even if I don't feel like I fit, even if I feel wrong? No, you misunderstood.
I hate non-binary people.
Also, she should understand that her mother is highly religious, as most Kunari are.
Yep.
And so, of course, her only point of reference is going to be what the Kun says about things like her.
That's fucking awful. So there's nothing in the Kunari tribe in terms of their upbringing, like how they're instructed, the philosophy that they have that would ever inform Tosh or whatever the fuck Trash her name is.
Trash.
That there would ever be a conflict in gender ideology. Because there is no real self in the Kunari.
There's basically what you can do for the Kun, and that's it.
You are.
It is a collective.
An agriculture.
They don't even necessarily. Yeah, it's not even necessarily gender. It's more like this is your role, not even gender. Right. So it's like the fact that she's
or socialism, if that makes sense.
So it's not even that. Yeah, it's just fucking dumb.
Yeah, no, it's just modern day woke politics injected into a setting that has nothing to do with it.
Not only that, but your character will also get into it too, out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on your character creation, you literally have to pick that stuff.
Which tells me that the writer for this character did not understand what the Kun was and what the Kunari are as a people.
Well, they didn't care. They cared more about their message.
That's what I mean. Because, Rapier, that's what I mean. All they saw is a hyper-religious society, and they're like, well, that basically maps onto current contemporary religious societies and groups.
Yeah, I think the issue is that I'm not going to name the specific people, but there was a couple of streamers that played it, and then they got caught in the question like dialogue path, to where when they were talking about the identity, it only gave options for you to identify as trans.
You have to become
All-
trans, yeah.
Yeah, and all three like dialogue options. Like you can't even go like you can't backtrack out of it. It's just there.
Well,
Oh,
they
You have to be.
they also
remember-
advertised the game as if you pick non-binary or trans dialogue options, it unlocks more content for the game.
Yes.
I saw some code
So,
for that
what's
in
funny
the
is-
comments, by the way.
1 second. So we did a meme, right? In our game, we picked a man, or was it a man or a woman? I
You
can't
were a
remember.
man with she/her pronouns.
We were a man with she/her pronouns, and we had top surgery, and everyone referred to me by my male pronouns, and so nobody in the game respected my pronouns. I thought that was the funniest thing.
They prioritize gender over the pronouns. Yeah.
Yep, because-
Probably missed the point where you were supposed to accept your trans identity or something.
So what's funny is in the game, they needed to add a fucking line where my character could go, "It's ma'am."
No. Pose a disco, but like Elysium. You point your staff at your head. Respect me, or I'm gonna shoot myself.
I'm gonna blow my brains out.
You're a woman, Mr. Dubois.
Mr. DeWar. What are your pronouns?
Maybe as a woman I get some goddamn respect.
Harry. God, it's
You're a
fucking
lady,
awful.
Harry.
That's terrible. Oh my god. But yeah, this game completely misses the mark. It's not about Dragon Age, it's not about fighting demons, it's about pronouns. Is what it really is. Oh my god, that was the dumbest thing I ever saw in my life.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that from the game where the guy gets
Spin to
bumped into the
win.
mouth. It's like
To die.
gulp. Fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's not a good game. I wholeheartedly expect the new articles to come out where it's like the studio is laying people off and you're laughing.
You're laughing.
which I-
Yeah, we'll
to
see
which I-
that again.
People
Gonna start
losing their
laughing
jobs over
harder.
laughing.
Every goddamn time.
Insert Joker meme of, well, of course I am.
And the thing is that every time the accusation is, well, you're just bad people because you refuse to buy games. You're not supporting the industry. Well, and then they never admit the idea that you're not owed consumers money.
Yeah.
Why don't you give the consumer what they want
They want.
instead of forcing them to
Well,
have the option of buying garbage?
It's funny because they'll do the argument of, like you said, why aren't you buying these games? And it's like they don't want to take it the step further of, well, why is it that these game companies are making games that gamers don't want, or at least the vast majority of people who buy games don't seem to care for.
Welcome, Skylord. I see you got a membership, sir. You're existing now.
Welcome, Skybro. He's like,
You are officially a human being.
You are now
Feel.
recognized as a person.
No, even better. He's Chatfish.
You see, now I'm just imagining like Chatfish, but it's like Cunarified, right? So it's
Little
like
horns.
you are either a part of the Chatfish or you are not.
The Japanese are Cunari. Oh my god, that's great.
I like the idea of it. We should have that be a thing. Lore wise.
Insulting, sir.
They look so dumb with horns. They look so-
Yeah.
No. Not only that, but like like the hyper chiseled chins and all that, but they're still like Chatfish, and so they have to do the seal hop around when they're waddling around
Pretty sure we have a Chadfish somewhere,
somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of the bucket.
deep in the depths.
I did a
And
cream
they-
lab. Also, should have enough money for a chatfish right now.
Can I try
Calvin was $10.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, go
read it.
ahead.
No, read it. No, you got it. Come on, go ahead.
I'm
read
back
it.
from mass and ready to eat, kids. Ass. Also, if you play Origins, Kunari do not let women fight. Also, it's something you can't choose to be. Lol. Unlike modern woke politics, Chatfish tally lives.
That's true.
Yes.
Women aren't allowed to
Cunari
fight in
are a-
Cunari society.
They are a
They can find a position.
the Cunari basically have caste systems where it's like if your family are fighters, guess what you're probably going to be doing?
You do what your parents do.
Which artist do you want, Cal?
The Chad meme is a Chadfish. Chadfish, yeah.
Mhm.
It exists.
I think
I,
somebody has
seen
one
it.
of that, yeah.
Overall, I don't think the game has ever attempted to actually put you into the world.
True.
You're only there to watch.
Someone's like fanfic of it.
I think
Their
somebody
D&D.
put it correctly. It always feels like HR is in the room.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is what this game is.
A lot of
Now
games.
says Lord Alucard.
Sounds great. Good choice. But yeah,
No,
a lot of
apparently.
games like this, Halo Infinite, the big problem with a lot of them is they feel sanitized. And this is
Well, that's
because.
VR.
I'm getting to that. They feel sanitized. And the reason for that is because of the whole like woke politics and stuff like that being such a core issue when it comes to game development, is that it has infested the writing to the point where now they are actually getting involved in the actual writing work, and they're now basically dictating like, nope, you can't do that, nope, don't do that, and if you do that, you get reprimanded or fired. And so people are so afraid of this sort of cancel culture, this sort of fear, that they will write the most sanitized things. And because this game is so hyper sanitized, that's why it feels like a Marvel fucking movie. You know, Marvel movies are just sanitized. They take no risks anymore. There was a time when they were good, but now they're all crap. It's all a bunch of shit. And that's kind of where we're at with a lot of media. They're too afraid. We used to have a media in which, especially in gaming and even like humor and comedy, where everything was edgy, right? And I miss that day, the days of edginess. We used to make fun of things being too edgy, right? Nowadays, it's the complete opposite. Nothing's edgy anymore. Everything is incredibly safe. Everything is incredibly, like, you know, non-offensive in any way possible. And because it's all this way, nothing has soul. Nothing has any soul whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So even if the writers wanted to do something, which I don't think so in this game, they would never be allowed to get through the filters that are set up. I wholeheartedly think that this game is a representation of when HR gets in the way of hiring talent.
Mhm.
Because if HR is allowed to sanitize the talent before they ever get into the studio, you'll never have anything that would ever like push boundaries whatsoever in any interesting or meaningful way. All you'll ever get is what is currently considered the focus group testing.
And that's not gonna break.
Yep.
That's not gonna break any. That's not gonna break new ground.
Great new ground.
We're not going to push any boundaries.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not going to push any boundaries because they want to actually stay well inside the permitted bounds.
The big thing that they need to do going forward, what Bioware actually needs to do with Mass Effect, is they need to do something bold. They need to take a risk, and they need to not be afraid to be a little offensive. And no, I don't mean be offensive towards gamers by like, gamers are bad and you're bad for fucking being a game. It's like, oh my god, don't do
You're
this.
such a
Like,
misogynist.
it's like, no, that's not bold. That's literally the safe option, and that's the fucking attack the fucking consumer, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
So my issue is that like the evil bad guy Solus, like I don't see him like slapping the shit out of like an innocent woman or hurting kids or doing anything that would be like overtly evil. All he does is like, oh, I was trying to sacrifice people in order to stop a greater evil. It's like, well, that's boring.
At
See,
that point, at best,
can
you're an
have-
anti-hero.
You can have a character do that, right? And that's like the a character thing, but it's not just a character anymore, is it? This is like something we see regurgitated again and again and again and again. It's like, I want a character who's like, okay, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm gonna kill these people. And the reason why I'm doing it is because if I don't do it, like, then things will be worse. And if you get in my way, I'm gonna kill you too.
Yeah, like I keep bringing up this game because it's just a really refreshing change of course. But in Call of Duty, of all things, the game Infinite Warfare, the villains are unrepentant.
Mhm.
They're
Villains.
killing civilians.
Like honestly, the unrepentant villain is actually kind of refreshing. He's like, no, I don't give a shit. Like, what are you gonna do?
I'm
you're
here to
gonna
wipe
intimidate
you
me?
all out.
You're gonna intimidate me? You're not gonna
It's
work.
either it's either like I'm here, yeah, I'm here for genocide, or I just give a shit about my money.
Yeah.
And guess who's standing in between me and my paycheck?
Like,
you.
I don't really you. They don't have to moralize like they're good people. Like, I think the problem is that media is like, oh, everything needs to be nuanced. Well, when everything is nuanced, you know what happens? Nothing is. So you can't do it that way. You gotta have a little bit of variety in
Sometimes
your meal.
sometimes I just want a Sauron character who's like, yeah, I'm just bad.
I want to reshape the
Yeah.
world in Morgoth's image because I'm a fucking asshole. Okay, fair enough.
Yep. But was it because you were bullied as a child? No.
No, I
I'm
just
just
really
evil.
wanted.
No,
I just don't like the world. I just want to
I just
reshape it.
really hate people, and I think they deserve to be put under Morgoth.
Yeah, honestly, I just kind of want to see them all tortured and fucking mutated. And it's like, all right,
But
fair enough.
I
But was
enjoy
that because-
killing people.
No, but was that because of the socioeconomic status of Gondor? No, Gondor was pretty stable before.
And I don't like.
I don't really care about Gondor either. I'm not Gondorian.
No, that was a reference to a certain someone.
Oh, I know. I served someone.
I know it's a
Like-
certain chubby guy.
I unironically miss the writing of the 2010s, like just before then, like
Oh,
2007 to 2009.
I'm evil. Why? Because I'm evil.
What do you want
Yeah,
from me?
for example,
I
it's like
love being evil.
it's like I'm evil, and I'm almost getting you killed in my shenanigans, but I can make a fun joke, and then you're alive still, so we're good.
We're good. I didn't actually kill you. I always like
Yeah.
the villains that are like fucking. They're assholes, but they sometimes have a reason to work with the fucking protag.
Correct.
And that's funny. Ball is a character like that from Stargate, who's just an unrepentant piece of shit.
Yeah.
I like how Kips was figuring out where I was going with that.
That's a good
Yeah.
archetype.
Jacob Smith's Dono read.
Jacob Smith? Yeah, it was 100, right? We read it.
No.
Another one?
Yes, unless there's a new one. You did read Jacob's first one.
Okay, it went under the radar because
Let's grab
there's so
it.
much going on.
Jacob donates $10 and says, I just sending money, and I just woke up. I was a Liara. What?
What?
Hold on. I was a Liara because she had a charter for all 3 games. Okay, I'm gonna correct that. I was a fan of Liara because she had a character her character was in all 3 games. Is that correct? I like Tally as a friend. I like Dragon Age Inquisition better than Dragon Age 2. Is this game, I think. Fuck. Jacob, type slower, it's okay. Are you inebriated? Thank you for the donation. Okay, so that's... okay. So let me get this straight, right? You like Liara because she's all in 3 games? Yep. She is the lead female character. She's actually like one of the main focuses. Tally was never actually the lead female. She only actually comes into 2 a bit more because she got popular in 1 and people wanted to do more with her. And so the writers added more of her in 2 to basically answer that demand. Isn't that interesting? People wanted to know more about the Quarians and Tally, and so what did the writers do in the next game? They gave
people what they wanted.
They gave the people what they wanted. More Tally, an entire quest exploring the Quarian society. What actually makes me annoyed is that I kind of wish Liara got a quest like that, and all the other races like Garrus. Because the cool thing about Tally's quest in ME2 and the Geth quests is that they are incredibly good world-building quests. They're actually written like Star Trek episodes, where they're trying to explore concepts and ideas of different civilizations.
Where it's like, it turns out the Geth weren't just mindless murder machines at the beginning. They actually just wanted to, once they got sentience, keep it.
Yep, and then the Quarians panicked, and they freaked out because they didn't expect that they made real life.
Whoopsie whoopsie.
But then they did.
And it was basically a big, huge misunderstanding. But because Quarians are short-lived beings, they forgot.
Yeah, and then the Quarians at that point are, the Geth would never let us settle our homeworld again. And the Geth are like, yeah, the Quarians just want to kill us, though.
Pretty much.
Which makes her a shit character and why she should die.
Well, actually, when she learns, she actually changes her ways.
No, she doesn't learn. You force her to accept your position.
Yes. And that's
Okay,
what makes
that's
her
not
a
learning.
Good, hold on. That's what makes her a good woman. I'm not
Oh,
wrong.
how does that, kids?
Like hell though.
That she's
Buggy's like,
willing
what are
to
you talking about?
No. That she's willing to genocide an entire species. I just need to have her transfer her hate from the Geth to the Batarians.
I don't know. I'm just saying genocidal women are kind of hot.
I think, kids, you're.
I
I think you haven't come up with a good reason why she's a good character. I
Listen,
think you need to check. your
Because he
profile.
wants to bang her. That's why.
we'll bang, okay?
Here's the thing: you can say that she's like, not that necessarily that great, like morally, because she's basically just following the same thing that her people did. But I think that makes her a not necessarily good, but
I actually
compelling
like
character.
what I like about Mass Effect's writing is that it is incredibly racist, and that is good writing. Like not
I
just
like racism.
not just the Quarians and the Geth and their hatred for each other, but the Krogans and their hatred for Solarians and Turians.
Sorry.
Yep, sorry. And then it doesn't end there. The
Not
Vorcha,
necessarily human.
the Vorcha hate everyone, and another race like the Vorcha, like the Batarians. You know,
We're just slavers, and you have to respect our culture. And you wonder why we let
they're-
your fucking relay get destroyed.
yeah, no, they're literally an inferior culture. And what's cool about Mass Effect is that it is brave and it is bold because it is willing to write entire races as if these cultures have developed this way, and that's their culture. And yes, their culture is flawed. Yes, their culture isn't perfect. Yes, the Quarians are wrong. They made a mistake, but they simply forgot. And it's like, do you punish the you know
Because all the ones that knew, if I remember right,
Were
died
killed.
in the initial incident.
Yep. And so that's why there couldn't be any peace. There were no Quarians that
Because
remembered.
even in the Geth's core memories,
Mhm.
there were Quarians that were willing to try to help them and advocate for, unironically, Geth rights.
And there still is the Quarians that actually are willing to do
Here's my
peace.
issue. Here's my issue with this, right?
You just don't want
When
them to
did you
live.
first? When did you first meet Legion?
Mass Effect 2.
Okay. When did Legion first meet Tally?
Mass Effect 2.
Why is she still trying to genocide fucking Geth in 3?
She just doesn't like him.
She actually just doesn't like him. Like
No, you see that
Okay, so
so-
there's nothing like
so
a
what makes
good
it
or-
what makes it
one, that
interesting?
one,
And no, she
Okay.
actually doesn't have a problem with Legion, but her
it's the
compass
Geth in general.
her compass has changed slightly. So she has gone from hating all Geth to accepting Legion as okay. And while that is something she sort of started to reconcile with, and it shows character growth, right? But because of the war and the war happening and the war that killed her dad
it
and her
galvanized
people,
things.
it galvanizes things and it basically exemplifies extremism. And so she's a relatively young woman who is going through all these intense
Because
emotions, and you need to
from-
basically slap her.
From her and by extension her people's perspective, at this point, it's literally the Quarian or the Geth. Like, there's no compromise, unless Shepard personally gets
Yep,
involved.
because at that point, remember, she couldn't stop the fleet because the warmongers basically forced the flotilla to attack.
One out, and at that point, she's like, "Look, like push comes to shove,
She's
I'm going
with
to
her
die
people.
with my people."
Yep. And so it's one of those rock and a hard place things. And if you do get the other Quarians to stand down, she fully accepts the peace thing because she actually doesn't want to wipe out the Geth. Character growth.
I
And
think
this
that-
is why you should donate for Tally Living.
Yes.
Because
And
you
cookies.
son of a bitch.
I think there's more growth in Rex than there is in Tally,
No.
because
Rex
the
is
issue
still a
is
little warmonger.
he's not a warmonger, Gibbs. You said it himself. He's the sage character.
I still maintain, even though
It's in his
Rex,
genes, though. Hatred.
Oh, okay.
even though Rex would unironically be a good leader for the Krogan, he's not going to be around long enough to really implement that change
It'll take generations for that to
in a
click.
people that live unironically like at least 1,000 years.
The biggest
Mhm.
the biggest problem with the whole Krogan plot thing is that they produce thousands of children every time they mate. And
hold on.
thousands of
Before
children
we-
is too many.
Before we continue on with this stream was talking about fucking male
Listen,
guard.
no one wants to actually talk
So,
about
no,
Vanguard.
it's about Bioware.
I know,
Actually,
Yeah,
I know the
BioWare.
stream says the death of Bioware, but we're talking about the good parts of Bioware.
No, Harlot
Storyline.
donates $2 on Cream Labs. Just to set the record straight, I don't make my Chatfish STL so complicated. It is Indio. He puts far too much detail into his Chatfish.
Oh,
That's true.
that's true.
India, why do you do this?
You know what's funny is Indio does this, and so does Lycanfish, and Palu gets mad at them, and so does Bino. Bino and Palu look at the other two artists and are like, "Stop making him complicated." Stop making- Chatfish are remarkably sophisticated and complicated creatures, mostly because they're very complicated little guys.
To take from the greatest writer ever alive, ever exist. Keep it simple, stupid.
That's too late.
If you know who that is, you'll realize.
We've already established a precedent, though, Squealy. It's too late. Chatfish
late
get
for
what Chatfish
politics.
wants.
What if
Bondled
they want you?
joins the stream and says, I finally looked into who Tally is. Where's my Tally fan art?
Bond. Tally supports genocide.
Bond. That's...
I like you.
That's base.
Genocide is hot. Okay, we can all get...
That's why we have to kill Tally. She supports genocide of the
Genocide
wrong
is
species.
extremely attractive.
We just have to
feature in a
convert her
woman.
hatred of the Geth Batarians, and then she'd be the perfect woman.
Women who like genocide unironically go up on the attractive scale. All right, it's just basic science.
Is that like you? Is that why you like Celeste?
I'm no
Quiet
comment. No comment. I can fix her, says thanks.
Celeste did nothing wrong.
Based.
I can make her a racist.
I can make. You don't need to. She already is. She
Celeste?
What?
Or Tally?
Who knows?
Celeste is racist, yes.
She is.
Wow. Little
Almost
12-year-old
assuredly, like Celeste is racist.
She doesn't like the mutant monstrosities in the north, kid.
mutant monster.
You're right.
Insane
Bino's
monster.
interpretation of the setting is correct. You're right, Artemis.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bioware's track record. Oh god, I hate Jade Empire so
The
much.
best game.
We should make you finish that.
Yeah, should.
Yeah,
Demon Horse
should.
style.
Demon Horse. Why Demon?
Unironically, like, the Emperor's fight is really the most annoying one.
I think that game is annoying. I think I hate that game.
I think you just haven't
So, Kibbs,
properly learned to appreciate horse demon form.
here's it.
Horse demon
Yeah,
form.
here's the issue, Kibbs. With this lineup, if you look at this, right?
Mhm.
If you calculate it out, BioWare is a development studio that has more misses than hits.
That's true.
Yep.
Let's look at this, right? Jade Empire. I think it's a miss. And I know that it didn't do well commercially. So that backs
No.
up my point there. Mass Effect 1. Hit. Dragon Age Origins.
Here's what I would say about
It's
Jade
not
Empire.
a massive financial success, but it was well received. Hold on. Dragon Age Inquisition. Miss. Dragon Age 2 is considered okay, so I'm going to call it a miss because most people are so-so on its existence. Mass Effect 3 is considered so-so. Again, has nice things,
It
but
dropped the ball with the ending.
I was
miss.
gonna say that the initial reception of
Andromeda
that
is
was not
considered
good.
a miss. We already looked at Mass Effect 1 game or PC or whatever. Dragon Age Origins Ultimate Edition, already looked at that. Inquisition, already talked about that. Dragon Age 2, we already talked about that. They have Ultimate Editions, that's annoying.
Yeah, I'll keep going up.
They have like the same game over and over again. Stars of the Republic is actually not bad. It's a good story-based campaign.
Well, I would say it's
It's
bad
not a
in
miss.
a couple of good ways.
It's not a miss. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, it's a hit, but it's more or less just the same. Mass Effect 2 is a hit. Yeah, no, most of their things are misses. Bioware is actually not that good of a studio. Bioware, you kind of suck at making
Hey,
games.
kids, remember, we don't have Anthem up here as well.
True, Anthem. Don't forget Anthem, yeah. Now, we could help them out and include Baldur's Gate 2, because Baldur's Gate 2 is critically well received.
You're also missing KOTOR and KOTOR 2.
Yeah, true. KOTOR and KOTOR 2 as well, so yeah.
I don't like this. I think we need to just look at Anthem because KOTOR and KOTOR 2 were not made by the studio who put out the rest of this shit.
Grumpy, you may have liked Inquisition, but we're not talking about subjective things here. We're
It's so
talking about
bad.
objectively what the general consensus was.
Actually, I want to poke Grumpy's mind why he liked that game. because I could never get into it.
Ooh.
I'll bother him later.
Kibbs, candy, do it now.
Oh no.
Put it in your mouth.
He's like, I don't
Put
like
the balls in your mouth.
So wait,
ball
is
singular.
this the fucking
Jaws.
like thing Bucky does? Like if I say something he disagrees with, it's like Gibbs candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this to shut me up so you can just talk over me? Is that it?
No, we're gonna listen to you suffer, and then I'll talk over you.
And then I'll talk over you.
No Neverwinter Nights One Love.
Listen, my uncle sent me Neverwinter Nights too, and like a big guide, and like I have this massive book on it, right? And it talks about how to use the level editing system because my uncle's like, because I wanted to make video games because my uncle worked with these studios. I think he worked at Neverwinter Nights too. But either way, he sent me this thing, and it's like you should learn this because this will help you make like games. And the level editor system is fucking ass. The fact that there's a giant book on it only underlines how fucking bad it is. Oh my god, it's terrible.
Yeah, but I think the issue is, chat, is that KOTOR and KOTOR 2 aren't the same studio. They are a long gone by era. And was it when did KOTOR come out?
2004?
2 decades ago?
2003?
I want to say it was early 2000s.
It was
None of those
Xbox
people-
original tech, yeah.
None of those people that like worked on it even stayed around, and then
They're
maybe
gone.
some of them that might have come back, but they're not in like any like control or actual impact on the gaming.
Yep. I mean, if you want to help your case here a bit more, the people who worked on Mass Effect 3 are no longer associated with Bioware.
Yeah, and,
So
and that's the
even
issue,
more
right?
recent.
Mass Effect, the Legendary Bundle Edition, is just a good value. It's not a smash hit because it's just repackaging like Skyrim again.
It's repackaging all the Mass Effect games plus all their expansions into
Yeah.
one singular entity.
And
Which makes it
Neverwinter Nights
massive.
2 is Obsidian, apparently.
Grumpy Rat says Bioware is the perfect example of the ship of
That's
Theseus.
why my uncle.
The
Okay.
ship of Theseus.
Correct.
That's funny. I like that.
All right, so let's see. Which one? Neverwinter Nights 2? What did you say?
Yeah, Obsidian.
Yep. Because Obsidian has a legacy back to Black Isle. If I remember
Yep.
right.
And they're also a ship of Theseus.
Well, but the issue is swapping people out for talent is okay as long as you have some type of continuity that keeps the talent going. If you just are swapping people out and dumping people, and then hiring trash developers in their place because they cost less, you're not doing yourself any favors, and it shows in the newest games.
Isn't Mass Effect Legendary Edition missing the DLC from Mass Effect 1? I don't think so. I think it's the multiplayer stuff that's missing.
It's missing the entirety of the multiplayer stuff from the tower.
Hopefully
can't-
they add it in.
They can't
No,
because
they can't. It's gone.
The big issue is that the people who worked on it no longer work with EA or BioWare at the moment. They're retired.
They don't have access to the source code.
And they don't have the source code either. And even if they did get those people back, those people, it's been decades. They would look at it
probably
and be like,
forgot
yeah, they don't
how
know.
they did it.
Like-
like maybe like my past self all those years ago would be able to tell you, but me now, no.
And so, like, maybe some dude in his fucking garage that used to work on for the games. It wasn't the same. It wasn't Bioware that made the multiplayer anyway. It was some other fucking outsourced thing. And they may have it in their garage in a CD format that has like written with Sharpie. Maybe that'll get uncovered in a decade. But you're not likely to have it because if they did have access to it, they would have put it into the Legendary Edition. And then they would have charged more. Is it good? Does it taste good? Good? No.
What flavor did you go with?
Lemon.
Lemon!
Lemon.
Lemon, Harry!
It's like just a Remo.
This is the fate of all the lemon fish.
Swallowed whole.
Yeah, but this is, this truth leaves a bad taste in Kibbs' mouth, as you can see. BioWare is a terrible studio, and you should have no hope for fucking Mass Effect 5.
Moxadoki shows up and says,
Yeah.
I'm late. Can someone give me a briefing?
Apparently, Veilguard is a success. It's a hit.
Like commercial
yes.
success.
75,000 concurrent players. Yeah, that's great for launch. Totally.
What was it
Not
estimated?
miserable.
Two, 200,000 owners over the game.
Yeah. Look at that. But yeah, that's basically the takeaway, chat. It's just more evidence of what you should expect going forward, and don't pre-order.
So, the big thing is Half-Life 1 sold 100,000, just below 100,000 copies on 1999. Or no,
Which was huge.
no, it sold just 100,000 when it launched, and then by 1999, November 30th, it had sold 212,000 copies and earned $8.6 million in revenue. Now, bear in mind that game development costs back then were a lot less, and also the economy was not as shit. So, Half-Life 1 pretty much sells on par to this game. And if this was 1999, this would be a good day. However, this is not 1999. This means that this is a commercial disaster.
Yeah.
Why is Gibbs eating
Anyone
sweets?
who says
got
otherwise
paid
is
to.
lying.
I have these super sour candies that hurt my tongue. They're called Mega Sours.
Don't let it chafish you. Don't let it chafish. You love it. You love the pain.
So, chat, if you donate if we get $100 met, it adds another candy to his suffering.
Right now I have 2 of these left to eat. And they take a while to eat because they're so fucking rancid.
So
If it-
fucking
Didn't you put a,
sour.
They're
didn't you
actually
put a
good.
cap on how many you'd eat in a day?
I can only eat 2 because if I eat any
Yes.
more than 2, it actually damages my tongue.
Eat.
They're that
Yes.
acidic.
The Kibbs, just get a barbed tongue, you'll be fine.
He already has one. He's a cat girl.
Get Kibbs to mix the excess powder in the packaging and do a glass
Oh
of
yeah,
water. and drink
Kibbs,
it.
stick your finger into the packaging and then lick it.
No, not
Like
doing
that
it.
video we watched.
Nope, not gonna happen. Nuh-uh.
Get a nice spoonful of
How
the
much?
powder.
How much to do that?
Nope, not gonna happen.
How much to do that?
Nope, not gonna
What
happen.
do you mean?
Nope.
Just add it to water cubes. Just add
Alright,
it to
if
water.
you want to know what these candies are, you can try them yourself. They're called Barnett's Mega Sour Candy. They're acquirable on Amazon. They're made by some company. They make them for content creators to suffer. And that's how they make pain. And they sell it in bags.
Maybe Kibbs, you should get a sponsorship from them.
They should. They
No,
should
just reach
sponsor
out
me.
to him.
Yeah, reach out
Give
to
me
them.
a sponsor.
Reggie, reach out to him.
Yeah, Reggie, it's your job.
But I don't technically. No, I don't tell you.
Yeah,
You're the
that's
secretary, aren't you?
Secretary
No.
Discord getting.
I'm not secretary. I'm co-host.
Do I? So cast
I
his
joined the co-host guild, and they say I don't have to do
Quiet.
that.
Co-host guild? I don't think there's such a fucking thing.
So Veilguard, do you think Veilguard will be at a 50% discount during winter sale?
They might dump it down. It's very early to put it on sale, but they
I think
might
it'll
because
be-
it's so bad.
I think it'll be on 90% discount on Black Friday.
90% discount. Isn't Black Friday this month?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
November already. Yeah, so yeah, they were apparently including it for free with things.
Correct. GPUs.
Oh my god, that's never a good sign. It's never a good sign.
Correct. But there you go, chat. What do you think? Put your comments down in the comment section below.
Now says I did another Cream Lab. Regular line.
I don't think he did. Delete his Scream Lab. He's like, eh.
Delete it.
Let me check.
There
It's
isn't even a button for
$1.
that.
Figure I start my next fund for Cal to be a character in TTRPG that Reg is running. So hopefully I can work up to $50 for this soon. Cal TTRPG.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to send money.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Good. My spine hurts. Oh. But yeah, to summarize a lot of the Bioware stuff, for those who just joined, because for some reason a lot of you just showed up.
Mhm.
To really quickly recap, Dragon Age Veilguard is nothing short of a disaster. It's just not good. It didn't sell very well, and it seems to have plateaued pretty hard. And it's very evident by looking at charts, especially the Steam DB charts, and seeing that the player cap is seemingly regressing. I'm not sure. Today's not over, but if it doesn't cap the 77,000 of yesterday, that's a dark trend already.
It's already sloping down.
Yes, because right now we're on a weekend day. We're on Saturday. This should be
Higher.
much higher. My estimates was that this was going to at least be at 100,000, and it's not even remotely near. And that would be bad if it was.
It's peaked, and because it's peaking, it means that nobody else is. There's not anybody like increasingly buying the game, and more people will finish it, and it'll slope off.
Yep, and then it'll just fade into obscurity, as it also fades away from the limelight because people will just move on from it. Already, the Monster Hunter beta thing is already snuffing out interest in it, as more people have started to talk about that than this game.
The battle.
It's a beta, by the way. A botched beta, by the way. Half the models are PS1 quality.
I want that to be a feature, and you can just toggle PS1 graphics.
You know, I want to play my PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
I think Kib should be forced to use the battle tuba.
Oh yes, the hunting horn that you get for the beta is a tuba. Fucking
Beautiful.
adorable.
Ooh, oh, the candy.
Oh.
Inside the middle of these candies, by the way, there is a pocket of sour. And when you get to that part, it's a brutal reminder. Now, unironically, do not eat more than one of those, chat. If you have like 3 of those,
He
they
says
probably
it's
make your
his
tongue bleed.
it's 2 a day.
Yeah, I see you today.
Trying to get through them.
Yeah. But also, chat, I'm going to let you know the thing. What Bioware should do from now on is license their game to like Asian companies.
And they probably do a better job. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Let's just license like Mass Effect as it becomes a fucking Korean MMO.
A JRPG or some shit. Oh my god.
And I bet it would do a lot better.
Probably would. They probably care more, to be honest.
That's true. Because they sure as fuck don't care right now. That's for sure. Just check. Baldur's Gate 3 has more players right now than DAVG. See, I'm not even a big fan of Baldur's Gate 3. It's kind of woke and it's not very good in my opinion. But it's passable, right? It's good enough to fuck around and experiment in. It's got redeeming qualities, right? There's something about it that is alluring, even if you don't like the story, right?
My brother said it's better now.
Maybe it is. We'll stream it again. We'll try, but
The
we'll find out.
DLC adds more bear sex.
You
Could
know
be his
what?
favorite.
If the game didn't have bear sex, it wouldn't be Baldur's Gate.
It wouldn't be what? The other Baldur's Gate didn't have bear sex in it.
I said Baldur's Gate 3, moron.
You're hurting my
You need-
feelings.
You need to enunciate. Jimmy says he loves sour candy, Kibbs.
Chatfish are sour fish. That's why you're little lemons. You just like sour
Lemon.
stuff because you're lemon fish. Or women fish. Look at him. I mean, more game out for a while. He's beating DAVG. Yeah, that game had been out for a considerable amount of time. A gacha game would be better than the past Bioware games. I mean, okay, chat. If we're gonna go by that metric, then anything's better than Veilguard. You know why? Well, actually, no, that is true. Veilguard just sucks.
I like how you were angry for that. It's like, well, hold on.
It's just bad. I hate it.
Witcher's bad.
No, not Witcher. Actually, Witcher is bad in its own way for different reasons, but it's not like this kind. Witcher suffers from bad not gunplay. Fucking
Bad
Oh.
gameplay.
bad
To be fair-
combat.
Bad gunplay.
I'm gonna say, to be fair, it does suffer from bad gunplay.
Yeah.
Witcher just doesn't have a very good combat
You
system.
can
It's
do
got
that.
really fun quests. Though.
No. That's why it has bad gunplay.
Yeah.
It's got fun little side quests and it's got fun characters. But its actual action part is its weak spot. Its action is more like in fact, I kind of wish you could turn off the combat. It's just not very fun.
It has the weird case where it's almost like the fucking Veilguard, where the easier the game is, the more fun you're gonna have.
Yes.
Zenothium asks, Kibbs, can you play Squirrel with a gun?
Scroll of the
Chef
God.
is fun.
Yeah.
It was a game that came out on Steam.
It's the Bucky simulator.
The Bucky
Yeah.
simulator just fucking goes around shooting us. Fuck, right. I always knew Bucky was a murderer.
Hold on.
Oh no. Cox is a little.
You don't have any proof.
Like all this focus on squirrels recently. Interesting.
I know.
Oh,
It's kind of
let's talk
weird.
about that.
It's the year of the squirrel.
Yes, it is.
It's the squirrel rebellion. The squirrel uprising.
Chat, you too can become a squirrel guard.
A squirrel guard. This is fucking Bucky's like fucking coup d'etat. He's attempting.
It might be.
There
You'll remember this, Gibbs.
there is no coup. There is just takeover.
When it happens to you, Gibbs, you'll remember this day. This
Gibbs
statement.
will
that I
remember
made.
Kids will be
this.
in the Bucky dungeon, like fucking sitting there, like what?
Surrounded by squirrel guard,
Surrounded by squirrel guard. They're
waiting
just,
for your execution.
they're just chatfish who have fucking like painted themselves.
What was the name of the
Squirrels.
squirrel, by the way? That the guy squirrel that died?
Peanut.
Peanut.
Peanut. Okay,
Yep,
it's
Peanut
perfect.
the squirrel.
I
Yeah.
have an idea, Bucky. I'll share it with
Yep.
you soon.
Yep.
What the fuck?
I did
Yeah,
see.
I think I have it. I think I know.
I did see some memes about the squirrel named Peanut, but
Okay,
I
we should give
didn't know
we
where
should
it
give
came from.
context for chatfish who don't know. So Peanut is a squirrel from New York who died recently because the
7-year-old.
7-year-old squirrel.
Apparently,
What's wrong?
internet famous.
So I guess I'll explain it because the you guys' explanation is terrible.
Eh,
Peanut the squirrel is from I think a YouTube / TikTok channel that's really famous for showing like the day in the life of the squirrel who was found as a baby orphan and was raised by this family. He's a totally inside squirrel. Well, not totally inside squirrel, but like a totally domesticated squirrel. Can't survive outside. And for 7 years, this has not been a problem. It garnered a mass following of millions of people that watch this squirrel, and they derive income from these videos that then go to charity to take care of either neglected or rescue animals and stuff like that on a farm, in which they go and they record him interacting with all of them, and it's a significant contributor to all that money. The state of New York has come in, like SWAT team the fucking family who owned this squirrel, drugged them out of their house, handcuffed them, set them on the fucking curb, went in, grabbed the squirrel and a raccoon, and then didn't allow them to see the squirrel or anything, and then without informing the owners, they had put them down.
they probably just
They
hauled them out
euthanized
back
them.
and shot them like they're sick.
No,
bugs.
they euthanized them, didn't let them see them, so they just killed off their animals for no reason.
Why?
Didn't give that because apparently it's against the law to have a squirrel as a pet.
So they just killed the squirrel.
That's a dumb
Correct.
law.
Didn't even give them the option of moving or anything. Just took this fucking squirrel and
Yep,
killed
just-
him.
To
Took
be
their pet
fair,
and killed 'em.
that does sound like those animal control units to just not give a fuck and just. It's better to beg forgiveness than ask permission, sorts.
Yeah.
I think that's dumb, and they need to repeal that law. And then fucking Jesus Christ,
They're like, yeah, didn't give them any option of just saying, okay, well, we can't have them in New York.
we'll just let them
Can
go.
we please
Can we move?
just
Or, yeah.
New York's
yeah,
a
can we
shithole.
move to we will move for this squirrel. It is a part of our family. No. This is like somebody taking the dog you helped raise from
That's
a puppy
so fucked up.
and then fucking like grabbing it
brains
by
out.
just
offing
killing it. Right, yeah, just offing it, and then sending you a letter saying how you
For the
here's-
greater good, we did this.
Here's charges for us having to come out here and getting your pet and killing it.
Yeah, that's a
we're
part
gonna
of.
charge you for killing your.
It
fucking-
doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
unironically, they do that. They
They
charge
can do
you.
that.
If it was a fish, if it was a snake, if it was an ant colony, if it was a squirrel,
If it was a
it doesn't matter
hyper
what it
expensive
is.
python,
It doesn't matter what the creature is. If it's a part of your family, it's a part of your family. They should not be allowed to take that from you.
Yeah, and they're correct. They also the entire instigation was somebody false reporting the squirrel, like they like not trolls but like haters just reported the squirrel, and then that caused everything to happen, and then they killed the squirrel and the raccoon from that.
That's fucked up. And those people who did that are sick.
Mm-hmm.
The people who
well,
reported
yeah.
are
The
sick.
thing is that people like
Fuck,
that—that's what they do. Like it's the same thing with swatting. It's like they want to see stuff like that happen.
Those people are rancid.
Yes. And I am a defender of the squirrel, part of the squirrel guard.
Part of the squirrel gun.
And if there's ever somebody out there trying to defend the squirrel and attacking the people that took him out, you should support them.
Wait a minute.
Don't worry about
And
it.
that's why you should
Wait
donate
a
to Tally
minute.
Lives.
I'm just thinking about what Bucky said, and I'm like, is that a TOS violation?
Yeah.
This was a joke, YouTube. He didn't mean any of that.
Yeah,
He didn't mean it.
It
I
reminds
didn't say anything that violate TOS, to be clear.
I would say this story reminds me of another one where I don't remember which state it was, but it was a similar situation where police broke into this. I think it was like their business was like selling animals and stuff like that, and they were breeding snakes, and the state put down one of their like pythons or something like that. But the issue is the python was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh no.
they found out after the fact, and they're like, "Can't we just give it back?" It's like, "We put it down already," and it cost the state like, what was it like?
It was also a really rare
Yeah,
breed
no, it
of
was-
python.
It was a
Like-
hyper. I want to say,
Endangered, even, I believe. wasn't
yeah.
it?
So it cost the state so much money to do that, and the person who was in charge of it flipped the fuck out when he found out about it, and it was caught on tape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the python thing was in Florida, apparently.
Yeah.
But there you go. Now, chat, you can help join the Squirrel Guard, and we'll make it a thing. You just have to help kill Tally.
In order to save squirrels, you need to
To kill,
join
yes, we
my-
must kill Tally.
We must kill something in
We
order
must
to
kill Tally. She is the equivalent of the people that put down
Shoot.
the squirrel.
She's probably part squirrel chat.
Can you imagine
Don't
like you're
gaslight
just
you.
a regular guy that was a part of that raid, and then you start getting shit, and it's like, God damn it, guys! It was just a squirrel. This was not worth it.
They killed $100,000 worth of snake. Oh my god. that's
That was the one that I was talking about, where it was the super rare python that was pregnant.
Yep.
It unironically cost the state so much money.
Like,
And they're completely
how do
unlawful too on their end.
I really don't
Yeah, it
understand
was.
how they just go
Because
in and
they-
they kill the pet before they even
Yes,
oh my
because
God.
that's the standard procedure.
There was another case of this happening, I think, this year, where
I'll be
somebody
right
had a very rare and beautiful moth, and like they came in and they crushed
The SWAT
it.
just no, because they didn't realize it was actually a rare thing, and then when the owners pointed, the police were just like, "Fuck."
You just crushed this like rare
You
creature.
don't just
You just killed it. Like fucking A, like why?
Because that one I can at least see how it happened, because it's like,
But
okay,
the moth
you're
was
raiding
in a
a place.
cage. It's not like they fucking like it was like flopping around. They just
it's
fucking,
coming right for.
they open the cage, they reach in, crush the bug, and then close it. Like what the fuck? Like they do this all the time.
No,
Like the python
this-
too. The python was in a box in a container, safely secured. They kill it, and it's like what the fuck? You can't just. And the fact
mean,
that they
there's
do it
also
so
the-
hasty, right? Because it's very clear that they didn't look. If they had spent a little bit of time to research any of this stuff before acting, like maybe just waited a day, maybe just waited a week, or something. Then,
Well, the issue is if they do that, Kibbs, they have to pay for housing and pay for food. That's why they don't. That's why they don't.
you know
do
what?
No,
Fuck
this-
it. It's way cheaper than fucking
You see,
finding out it's
The
hundreds of
issue
thousands of
is
dollars.
most times it's not. That's why
Yeah,
they do
yeah.
it. And,
These
and
aren't isolated incidents. Like this is the norm of how they operate.
First,
Yes.
chat, they ruined Dragon Age. Now they killed squirrels, moths, and snakes. What are they gonna take from us next, Chatfish? Oh.
Chat, they're gonna take Kibbs' cheeks next.
A giant moth from hell. Oh, look, it's a little sharp stick. Where have you been, you little fuck? He's like, ooh. Squeaks. Ooh.
Chow says I did another cream lab, Reguline.
Guys, Dollar says,
There
I
we go.
want to join the Squirrel Guard. Kill Tally, Cow Cow, TRT, RPG.
Good job, Cow Cow.
Cow Cow, you fucking
Welcome
little
to the Squirrel
handicapped son of a bitch. You little
I'm only posting this because it's topical.
Okay.
Jano
okay.
says
is it?
protect the squealy. Our little
Okay,
kitten must
all right.
survive.
I refreshed. It's been hours. The player cap has actually eclipsed yesterday, but not by a substantial margin yet. It's on an upward trend. It's at 81,000 for Veilguard. The thing is, my estimation yesterday was that it'll cap out at 100,000.
And
That's still bad
possibly.
if it does.
It's possible. I don't know how.
Mostly because the
likely it is to
weekend
get
comes
there.
around, people bought the game. Some people don't look, and then
Mhm.
they play it on the weekend when they have time.
But it's only a jump of like 5,000.
It's not very good, no.
No, it's
And
not.
we're
great.
at 2:59 p.m. However, peak gaming hours are going to start arriving soon in a couple hours here.
Mm-hmm.
Peak gamer time.
Smoothie time.
Chatfish pull out the little
Smoothie
controller, start clacking away. Next, I will cut off the ears of the avatars of our internet cat boys. Well, good thing there's no cat boys here, so we're safe.
Yeah, there's only a cat girl named Kibbs.
Very funny.
She even said it.
It's
Hardy
ma'am.
har har. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
while
ma'am.
the game didn't actually, call me ma'am, which it should have, because I picked that
We
for
will,
my
don't worry.
pronouns, doesn't mean you need
We'll
to pick
respect your pronouns.
balls. Well, you'll do what Bioware could not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we respect Kibbs' pronouns as a she.
Oh my god, I don't have pronouns. I'm a kib.
I'm just a kid.
I'm just a kid.
After all.
I'm only Kibbley. Yeah.
Oh my
Chibbles.
god, that was the worst trailer music they could have chosen for Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm only
I
human.
Hated
I'm
that
not.
song so much.
I actually love that song because of it, because the memes were so good. I've unironically grown to love that song.
Well, it's indicative of they were actually made that song not for the trailer but for the studio about how to develop the game.
It honestly, I love that song choice. It's fucking amazing. My only regret about Veilguard is that they didn't choose something like that for this. What a missed opportunity. Like the fucking, oh my god, there's like an edit where somebody put together like how bad fucking Andromeda was, and it's just the song, and it's like just various clips of just fucking bugs, like just holding the gun backwards, fucking heads spinning around.
Hold up, Kibbs. I want to see it.
I can't pull it up. We'll get in trouble. Squealy.
Cow says you will always be a female to me, Kib. I'm just a cow after all.
Cow, you're a woman.
So yeah, that song was amazing. Only for the memes though. Oh my god, it was so good. But my highlight of the day, TBH. Chatfish
I prefer
Brothers.
almost human to Skylord. If
Skylord, you're my property, and so you prefer whatever I tell you.
Wow, Kibbs, we have a lot of people watching today.
We do. There's so many people, I actually don't want to end the stream now. So
I
let's talk
know,
about
yeah.
other things. Let's talk about.
keep talking about fucking Bioware and all their shit, the shit show that
I mean,
they are.
I've already said my piece on Bioware, but we could also talk about the greater ramifications of Dragon Age Veilguard, because the reality is that this is actually an issue that's connected to a rather larger issue and the industry as a whole. It's not just Veilguard. Veilguard isn't a unique case in this particular regard. This is yet again another woke game that has come out that has been hijacked by people who didn't earn or build it. Because bear in mind, all the people that made Dragon Age Origins are gone. They've departed long, long ago, right? And so they've come along and they've inherited this game. This is a problem of legacy, right? And this is a problem of turnover. When you lose people, when you lose writers, when you lose artists, when you lose people, and you replace them with new blood, and the new blood, because the replacement is so bad and the brain drain of the studio is so bad, people don't even know how this stuff works. It's so bad in Electronic Arts. I don't know if it still is this way, but everybody who works at DICE or any of these other fucking EA subsidiary companies do not have any experience with working on Frostbite when Frostbite was being developed. And so everybody using the Frostbite tools and engine basically have to figure out how the engine works, and then if for those who modify it, need to figure out how to modify it. Because that's the issue. And one of the issues is that EA has mandated Frostbite be used for all their studios. Now, the reason for doing this is because it's incredibly economical to do it, right? If your engine can actually pull it off, and if I dare say, if Veilguard was actually a good game, I think the Frostbite engine isn't at fault for why Veilguard sucks. In fact, I think the Frostbite engine is actually one of the things EA has that actually makes it kind of unique and quite powerful. If they would just make good games with it, we would probably not have this problem. It's not the engine's fault, it's the developers. You know, you can have the best tools under the sun, and if you're a fucking moron, you're still a moron. No, you're not gonna build a bridge. That bridge is gonna fall overnight, And so that's something that I think that these studios need to understand. But the other thing is that this isn't isolated to Bioware either. Creative Assembly has the same problem with its Warscape engine. Any studios that have these in-house engines have this problem as well. This actually is also an issue with Halo Studios. Halo Studios' Slipspace engine, if I remember, it's called Slipspace, I think.
Yes, it was Slipspace.
The big problem with the Slipspace engine is that, again, because of turnover, they've lost all the people who know how to use it, and anytime they get new people, it's just like, oh, they can't keep it, like it's too much of a pain to figure out how to use. And so that's why the new Halo studio is rebooting Halo within the Unreal Engine. Now, that is not a good idea for a myriad of reasons. Because again, what made Halo Halo was the fact that it was built on its own proprietary engine, both Halo 1, 2, and 3. And they built something new from it, right? They are now just going to be a Halo game on the Unreal Engine. And so what made Halo spark and be its own unique thing and have its own unique flair is now going to be lost and gone. This is something that is a growing problem, right? Because the big problem with centralizing under one engine, like Unreal, there's a massive problem with doing that. Because the trade-off isn't just like, oh, well, it's a supported engine. Surely it's going to be good, No. What means if there's a problem where the development team has an issue with the Unreal Engine, they now have to contact Unreal support and wait for Unreal to try to figure out what's wrong with it, or come up with a jury-rig workaround to get it, whatever system they want functioning, to function. Versus, if it's an in-house engine, Jim can go walk down the fucking hallway to Frank, who's working on the engine, and be like, hey, Frank, like, this goddamn, like, the dialogue system, like, it keeps wigging out because of, like, something to do with, like, how the renderer is handling it. And then Frank's like, okay, I'll take a look at that. And Frank will, touch up the engine. It's less bureaucratic than having to call up another thing and then put onto a waiting list. And because of how development cycles work for AAA games, they have hard timelines, where they have to pump something out. And so if that work or fix can't be applied in time, well, they're going to have to finish it, put it in the game. And the issue with doing that is that it's not so easy to go back and tweak it later. When you put something into your game, as we've learned with working on our indie game, it's connected to things once you plug it into things. And when it's connected to things, things work and are dependent on that thing working the way it does. And if you have to go back and change that thing, that breaks something, which then breaks something, which then breaks something. And you see the issue here, Chatfishes, is you gotta make sure it works.
But if you use not a proprietary one, but like an industry standard one, you don't need to maintain the payment of some fucking ancient person who's been on the team since the fucking 90s, and have to pay him whatever he wants because he's the only one that really knows how the engine is working.
True. There's a benefit of using like a bigger engine, right? But one of the benefits of the proprietary engines is that if there's hyper-specific things you want your game to do, you can do them in ways that those more large-scale tailored engines like Unreal could never do. Because you can specifically craft it in such a way that it will do these things, or do this X, Y, and Z. Like, there are benefits to using older engines, too. The Helldivers devs for Arrowhead Studios uses an old, out-of-date engine that was constructed or ceased getting support in 2018. But the benefit of using an old engine is that there's a lot of notation on the engine and all of its problems, as well as known issues or things. And because there's a lot of notations on these things, they now have a good understanding and good documentation on how to work with this old engine. So there is an advantage. Like Helldivers 2, if you play it, if you look closely, it's actually pretty low poly. It's actually very stylized. And that's because, again, fidelity, again, doesn't matter. If your game is fun, nobody's going to give a shit if there's, like, only, like, 200 polygons for characters, like, fucking helmet, versus, like, 6 million. Like, nobody gives a shit. Most people aren't going to notice because they're too busy shooting stuff. And only if you're looking at, like, the armor selection thing will you actually be able to count the actual polygons. But Mibs, you misspelled my name. If the industry burns down, it's less competition. Gibbs. The thing is, when it comes to my personal views on like our indie project and other studios, there isn't any competition because we're not making something that's not other people are making. We're making it for a hyper niche genre that's dead. So, and the reason why no studios want to produce games for the genre we're making games for is because they're not as profitable as Call of Duty or Fortnite or Minecraft. There's just they're niches, and so that's why they don't get as many sales. That's why studios moved on. Not
You
the
just have to
6
move on,
million
Kips.
polygons. Oh,
Kibbs, you need to understand. You need to let the past die.
kill it if you have
Kill
to.
it if you have
Yeah, I
to.
fucking knew you'd do that. I knew you'd
Sell
do
it off
that.
if you have to.
Gangoids donates $5 at In Hospital. Will be until at least Monday. Should be normal in a couple weeks. Gangoid is not happy. Kib's choice. Thank you for your donation. Well, Genghis, make sure you take it easy and rest up, my friend. You know, drink lots of water or whatever the doctors tell you, you know. Stay well fed. I know it sucks being in the hospital. I remember back when I was a little kid because I used to have epilepsy. Like, I hated
to?
that shit. Yeah, I grew out of
How'd
it.
you fix that? How the fuck do you grow out of epilepsy?
Yeah, so our family, like, we have it when we're young.
It's a
Some
genetic
of us.
thing, apparently, for him.
Yeah, we're kind of flawed.
I don't fucking understand how that works.
Kinda.
Apparently, when our brains are growing, at least for some of us, because my cousin Corey had this problem too.
Okay.
Like we just have epilepsy.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not
weird.
making fun of it. I just really want to know how the fuck that works, because that'd be like some groundbreaking shit.
What do you mean you made it go away?
It's not that it's just when our brains are growing, in our little skulls.
Okay, it's just I've never heard people growing out of epilepsy before.
Well, fortunately, I did because if I still had it, I'd be a little sad. Because that would make playing video games kind of difficult. At least certain
Yeah,
games.
it's like, it's okay,
Hope you get better soon, Genghis.
Yes, and I wish you swift recovery. But yeah, I know what it's like when you're in hospital stuff. Like, it sucks. Hospital food sucks. Or maybe it doesn't anymore. I don't know. I just remember I had pea soup in hospital once, and
Probably
I didn't
the
like
same.
it.
So, from my understanding, it really depends on if you're on a diet, because that drastically affects the food they'll give you, and just the hospital itself, because some hospitals are better than others when it comes to food.
My epilepsy wasn't particularly severe, though. It was just facial muscle twitching and spasming. But it'd be like half my face, and it was apparently very creepy because of all the muscles moving. And I didn't understand why people were upset, but I drool because I couldn't control the left side of my face. But I'm like, oh, it feels kind of good, like a massage.
You're-
My mom was like
Gibbs is
terrified
special.
when that was happening. I'm like, I like it.
Not terrified, not terrified, terrified.
I'm just like,
Terrified.
massage on my face. It was always
Okay.
annoying.
Win all over yourself.
Oh my god. What?
MM7 is now funded. As is a Kib's choice. You were helping Yano.
Well,
Nice.
What's
congratulations, Ian.
was that Might and Magic?
Might and
Yes.
Magic 7. That's
How did
decrepit.
I know?
Because he's Polish. And Polish people like one
There's
fucking
like three.
thing.
There's like 3 games that they like.
Might and Magic, Stalker, and Witcher? I don't remember.
It's either Witcher or
technically
WoW.
that.
It's either
And-
Witcher or WoW.
No, not WoW. What was it called?
You're right. It's
Gothic.
Gothic.
There you go.
Gothic? I
Oh,
thought
yeah,
Gothic was a
Gothic.
German game.
Yeah.
Goddamn Poles. They want to be conquered by the germs. I knew it. Always doing the same thing, Chatfish.
Our Lord said that he had blackout seizure skips when he was a child. You had it better.
Yeah, no, I didn't have blackout seizures. I just
You
had,
had cooler seizures.
I just had like facial.
He also has
visuals.
that smelling when Phasmatosa or whatever.
Phantosmia. Phantosmia
Yeah.
is basically phantom smells, but fortunately they only come and go, and they're mostly pleasant, like blueberry.
I was gonna
or
say. I know
maple.
you were saying there are some people that like
But
smell
it
like
ruins
unironically.
things. Oh my god! Like
What
I got
did
it.
it smell like, Gibbs?
Well, I don't have it right now.
No. What did it smell like?
Like last time I was having a steak, and the last time I had a steak, I had it, and of course I had it when I'm having a steak, and it was maple. So after each bite, it had like a maple aftertaste, and I just hate that so much. You have no idea.
to be fair, it's better it's maple rather than like dog crap or rotting flesh.
Yeah, because I knew this one kid who had like phantosmia as well, but he like smelled like shit all the time, and it was
Oh,
not just a little bit of
fucking
time, but
hell.
like all the time. So it kind of ruined
That's-
everything.
So,
That's awful. Fuck.
here's the issue, right? When I was in the army, I had a person in my unit
that unironically, he has a genetic disorder that made his natural body odor smell like shit.
I knew
Oh,
a guy
no,
in
that
middle
sucks.
school that smelled like piss constantly.
Yeah, and
It
so
was also creepy, so they were
it was so
more
bad
insane.
that the NCOs didn't believe him, and they forced him to go shower as they watched, and then they smelled him afterward. And they were like, "Oh,
I imagine that was a ritual for all the new like NCOs that go there. It's like you're fucking lying to me, as all the old ones are just laughing at him behind the
Mhm.
back. It's like he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
yeah." But yeah, it was his name was Cast. Cast is another word for worm droppings, by the way.
I figured it was something like that.
But yeah, no, he had the genetic it's not lottery, but he had all of the worst fucking genetic traits. He had widow's peak, duck foot,
Fuck.
over. It wasn't like
Not
Not-
like an overbite.
well, it was like a significant overbite,
Damn.
and he
That
was also
sucks.
ginger.
Oh,
He had Coke bottle
worse.
glasses,
Oh,
and
shit.
This
Hold on,
sounds
what
like
was
that
it?
one like Portuguese. I don't remember if it was a prince
I'm sorry.
or a princess that basically had something similar,
Is this-
except it was far worse, and she died at like 24.
He fucked around in the Dragon Age Veilguard character creator too long. It sounds like, dude. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a very. This is the only reason I remember him and nobody else is because he just had the worst luck.
Oh, poor guy.
And
Was
then
he
he would-
okay guy, or was he just unfortunately granted as a
He didn't
creature?
belong.
he didn't exist?
No, he didn't belong. So when I say he didn't belong, is that he knew he didn't belong because his uncle got him the MOS, the job position.
Oh,
He
so
did-
so it was basically nepotism that got him there.
Yeah, but he knew he didn't belong. He had pretender syndrome. On top of that, so it's like it showed on his face, and then he kept falling asleep during classes when he was trying to learn his job. And so
Yeah.
he was always targeted. It was just it was an experience for this dude that he just was not happy.
He should've
Basically, a
left,
self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
Correct. It's like he was like Eeyore almost.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so he wanted to off himself too. Okay.
Sort of. It's just really hard to explain. It was like a difference between the poor me to I hate people. They make fun of me too much, or that type of thing. But it was like all things that were like legitimate. It was just really weird.
It wasn't imaginary. It was actually real.
They're real though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that blows.
There's also the same unit. I found a crossbow and a fifth of jack in the ceiling tiles.
What?
Curious.
Yes. It was during
Interesting.
Barrett's inspection.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
How'd
There
that
you
go?
I don't know. The crossbow disappeared afterwards.
Somebody take it,
Interesting.
or like,
I don't know, Gibbs.
I don't know.
Couldn't tell you.
I couldn't know you. It disappeared.
As he's smiling, holding the crossbow while telling the story, I couldn't tell you.
No, I didn't have it, but all I know is it disappeared. The fifth of jack also disappeared, but it was reported that those things existed at one point.
So somebody looted it.
Probably.
And stuffed it somewhere. That's kind of
Good
funny.
night, Moogie.
Later.
Moogers.
But yes, Skylord, we do pay attention to chat. We're one of the very few people that interact with chat more than most people would expect.
That's true.
Czar says, in my barracks, there was a guy who found 300 rounds of live 7.62 in his ceiling.
Yep.
What?
It
Was
was
Bucky a CO?
What the fuck?
No, I was not a commanding officer.
Commanding. So you broke Polly's heart when you said that.
No. When this time was going on, I was not an officer. No.
When this time,
Yes, this was back like
In
long
the olden
time ago.
days.
and now Bucky is Colonel Bucky, full bird,
No, I am a contractor, Gibbs.
Colonel Contractor Bucky.
Colonel contractor.
That reminds me.
He has ascended rank.
Kibbs, you got the relic, right?
Mhm.
No, the
got
relic
two of
Mountain Dew. Yeah,
He's got two relics.
I've got 2 relic Mountain Dews. One is the Halo 3 game reveal, That one is more scary and intimidating. The second one is the gamer fuel from World of Warcraft, because that was the second time they made gamer fuel for the World of Warcraft promotion, where there was a blue one and a red one, and it's the blue one.
Grumpy Rat donated $5. Says all you have to do is look at the game director for Dragon Age Veilguard to see where everything went wrong. Hashtag SockFun Tally lives.
Google
Gives
that.
choice.
Let's actually go ahead and look at that.
Actually, yeah, pull it up and put it in
Game-
chat. Do it now.
I got you, Grumpy. I know they ignore you, but I won't.
Gumpy!
I'm here for the bucket.
My mom came in and was talking to me. I'm sorry.
She came in you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
Explains a lot.
Buckybus Pregibus.
Corinth.
Alright,
Corinth Bush.
put it in the chat now before I destroy your family.
Again.
It's too late.
Here you go. Here's Corinth Bush.
Oh no. That doesn't look good.
Offline nerd. Fancy flying.
Alright, let's read this real quick. Game director. You don't really look like a game director if you ask me. Being a game director is about being a steward for the vision that we as a team have defined. It's a role where I have a high-level view of everything as it's coming together and can steer the project as it does. But ultimately, it's about empowering people to work together to create a cohesive experience for the player. Well, you certainly failed to do that for this game. Music maker.
I like how the three things she lists don't really help her with that, even her own stated goal of like what a game director is.
My band, Spontaneous Seduction, oh my god, was once featured in a college newspaper, even though we only played plastic instruments and rock band. We took ourselves far too seriously. Offline nerd. I have an entire room in my apartment dedicated to board games and Transformers toys. I'm obsessed with Starscream. Is that really a woman or a man?
So
I just frowned.
There's another image that came up when I searched Corinth. Go ahead and leave that one. And
I will in a second. Fancy flying. I fell out of the auditorium ceiling while working on stage crew in high school. Ah, brain damage. Have a pretty wicked scar on my elbow to remember it by. Man, the way this is written strikes me as a transformer. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting. Look at the next image he posted.
Oh, that's not the same person, is it?
Is it?
Oh no.
I'm not
I think
sure.
it is.
No.
When I searched Corinth,
That's
Corinth?
a lot of
Corinne.
things come up.
That's not the same person. They have different eye
Is it?
colors.
Let me do an actual look.
No. But then again, maybe. But then again, that hairstyle is indicative of cringe.
Is this?
That's from their
Okay.
LinkedIn. Let me see. That's a LinkedIn image. Let me find out what it's from. That says Corn Bush Veilguard Bioware. Oh, yep. No, that's him.
What?
And I assume here's the transitionary era.
Yep, that is the person. Now I can understand why. So now I can
Apparently
understand why
most-
this. Here, I'll just post this stuff here.
I've
So now I can
seen
understand why this topic's in there. So that's fine.
a lot of the writers I keep seeing posts come up of a lot of the
that's-
writing team is that basically.
But I can understand now why that stuff's in there. But that, I mean, I don't know why they need to put it in there, but I can understand why it's in there now. It's because they wanted it in there.
Self-insert, yep.
Correct.
They were
So-
motivated by personal experiences.
It just seems like they were having an argument an argument against themselves or against to convince
themselves, is what I can see.
Yep.
5%. So they wanted somebody to convince them the way that the player character convinces them in this game. That's what they were looking for.
So this person needs mental help.
Probably. That's up to you to say, Kibbs. It's not my channel.
And I wouldn't want to see it on my channel.
Listen,
No.
I'm always for helping people. I'm a helping kind of guy. Winks at chat. Yeah, okay.
With she/her pronouns.
What's she, her pronouns? Yes.
You don't know.
Kibbs the woman.
Grab CT's chatfish, slaps him on Bucky's lap. So, this guy.
India says this person deleted all her bio on Twitter and locked the profile after the game released and became a joke.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yes, their tweets are protected.
Oh my god.
I think a lot of the team did that actually.
I assume it's because
I'm not surprised.
They know better.
The dialogue seemed so odd that people tried to go find out who made the game and find out
why
what
was it.
new.
Yeah, why is it like this?
And,
Well, we know why now.
yeah, but that's their choice. I mean, their choice. People's choices have consequences when it comes to selling a product.
Mm-hmm.
And now they are going to experience the consequences of trying to sell a product with this stuff in there.
What's wrong with
In
King
other
Pepe?
news,
He's like, oh no.
Blake says, Kibbs, I found a Chinese Dead Space.
Fascinating.
Chinese knockoff games don't particularly enthrall me, but
When
I
is
find them
Reguline
amusing to
playing
read
Black
about. Though.
Myth?
Yeah, when will I play Black?
I don't know why you're asking me that, Mr. Organized Thumbnails.
Yeah, do you know how many fucking thumbnails they still have to get through? And how many they're still doing because of all the new releases that came out?
My artists are dying.
The answer is no, because he doesn't look at his own schedule. That's the answer.
Actually, I do look at my schedule.
So I got confirmation from Reddit from 3 years ago. So
What?
Basically a condemnation.
What do you mean confirmation from Reddit?
confirmation
Oh,
from Reddit
no.
3 years ago
That's what
about
you
this
mean.
person. Yep.
This is
Enos.
So there's that image, but you can look at the Reddit link, and it talks about this being a thing 3 years ago. Nice.
I'm scared of Reddit.
Yep.
I don't
And
like
that's
it.
rad.
So this is a 3-year-old post.
Oh my
So
god.
it has nothing to do with the current drama. This is just posted long before.
3 years ago, Dragon Age 4's new game director is trans. And that's rad. It's so rad that the game bombed.
Yeah, so scroll down a little bit.
I'm scared of what I might find in this.
Don't worry.
Surely nobody in the gaming community will try to attack for no reason. No one's going to attack them. We're just going to attack the game, because the game sucks.
So I think like this was a long time coming. And I wonder why this is. So if you scroll back up, right?
Hmm.
This is Dragon Age director, but are they the CEO? I don't think they're the CEO of Bioware.
No, I think they're just the game director. The game director
Yes.
does not have as much... Who's the... Squealy? Mass Effect 5. Do we know who the game director is?
Let me grab him.
Let's see why they distance themselves. Maybe we can learn a little bit about them.
They like to keep their job, I'm assuming.
Start stalking him. He's like, no, don't touch me. I'm just gonna do it a little.
There's a creative director. I can get that name for you.
At least they pass. That's all the more power to them, says Lord Ranar. Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't particularly mind if people make personal choices on
The
that.
creative director of Mass Effect
Oh, don't force
5,
me, yeah.
I think, is Parrish Lay, who looks a little bit like a... He looks a nerd, but
That's a good
Who's that?
sign.
he
Who's
reminds me of fucking... What's his name? The guy that
Oh my
became-
god. This is the guy working on Mass Effect?
Yes.
Okay.
Who's that guy? I'm trying to figure out his name.
He looks like we could have faith in him. He looks like we could
It's not Spoony.
No, he's distantly related. The guy who did Content Cop. Who was his name again?
Oh my god. He's dead
Oh.
now.
No.
No, well,
Or
might
is he
as
not?
well be.
iDubbbz. It was iDubbbz.
iDubbbz. iDubbbz is
I-
still around.
iDubbbz is basically dead because he.
I used to watch
Ruined his
his
career.
content all the time, but the Content Cop stuff
Mhm.
was funny.
I need to
Neil
find.
Cuckman's lost brother, says Psycho Dad.
Yeah, iDubbbz.
No! See, I was hoping that this is like iDubbbz before he was cringe.
I need to find the mustache image. Yeah, I found it. It reminds me of this
Different
image
era on Yub Nubs.
here.
Oh no, that's not a good era. That's not a good era.
This is Cook.
Oh no. Listen, you little nerd. Don't be like him and you'll be fine. No.
He just really likes seeing other men rail his wife.
Calm down. Oh God. Okay. So this is what we have to look forward to, guys, for the next Bioware game.
I mean, I've got more faith here. But I only got
You
faith
do?
in it because he looks like a dweeb.
Gibbs, do you think that Bioware is not going to go, hey, Bioware director, now that they're done with Veilguard, you should let them incorporate themselves into your structure and let them help you write the storyline.
If he knows anything, if this guy knows anything, he should do everything in his power to make sure that this doesn't end up anywhere near.
The issue
Blareth looks better.
Where it looks.
the issue with that is, Gibbs, is that it's a studio, an EA studio.
Yep,
They have to allow this to happen. If they don't, it'll be seen as some type of attack or discrimination. So they have to do it.
Transgression against minorities or something.
Well, this guy, the guy on the right doesn't have any choice.
I see what you did there, Han.
It was clever.
Hands, I'm a dock your pay. He's like, no.
Oh, wow. A
You
doc
get
of nothing.
paid?
No, not from him.
But he does get paid though.
Yeah, but not by you.
I'll just make sure he doesn't get his pay.
The Captain Jack Kib Sparrow.
Gibbs turns
Starts
into that
waddling around.
meme of the guy with the guy and the skinny guy with the water pipe.
Well, I was going by like, but you are paid though, you know. No. Money is money, says King Pepe.
Grumprat says actually the Dragon Age team were begging the Mass Effect team to help them write on Veilguard.
The Dragon Age team was begging the Mass Effect team to help them write on Veilguard.
Do we have any?
Do you have any
examples of
evidence of that?
India sent me a
Because it was
before
some-
and after. I can post that in stream.
If we have
for
evidence
you.
of that, that could be interesting. Feel free to post or send it to Squealy if true. Because that, if there's evidence to suggest
Oh
that's
no,
the case,
she has it in the bio. Why?
What has in the bio? Don't. I'm scared now.
Queerosexual gendermancer. Opinions
What?
are my own.
Oh no.
The absolutely funny thing is that doesn't protect you, because if you're a part of a company and you like directly put that like in your bio, right? The fact that you say opinions are my own means absolutely nothing.
So
Yeah, it's irrelevant. But the issue is that you put what that most represents you in your bio like that, and this person has chose to put what they are instead of who they are, or for the most part.
Yeah, no, I get that, but like what I mean is, so they say they're the games director for Dragon Age, right? And they put all that other stuff, and then after that, opinions are my own. It's like that literally doesn't matter because you have now tied yourself to the company in your bio.
Correct.
So saying opinions are my own means nothing.
I wonder when
In the
they.
court of law.
I wonder when they shut down their bio like that.
Because if they actually wanted to have a thing where it's like
Well,
opinions
they
are my
don't.
own, they would not say like what company they work for or anything. Don't get me wrong, people would be able to figure it out, but they would have more ammunition to say like this is my personal account. If they just don't say that they're like the games director for some game or another.
the big
Yeah,
problem
but-
with this is that It already tells us many things just by this profile alone. Not only by her bio, because it tells us that this person has no personality nor soul. They are completely defined by the fact that they're completely defined by sexuality and political standing, which means that they're not a person that's capable of independent thought or creativity. This is something we are very much aware of because this explains everything about why Dragon Age. Okay, so interesting. The profile picture's background is Dreadwolf.
Dreadwolf.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's Red Wolf.
Yes, I know, but it's the Dreadwolf
Dreadwolf.
logo before they revised it into Veilguard. So
I
this
wonder what
is from
horrific
Valgo.
shit happened in development that changed it from Dreadwolf to Veilguard.
Anthem.
Anthem, I guess.
So, just based off naming, Dreadwolf sounds a lot better than Veilguard.
Well, because like Dreadwolf, it sounds like they were planning to make it far more
About the
edgier.
gods and stuff.
What I mean is, just as a title, for me personally, Dreadwolf is more interesting than Veilguard.
It's a much stronger title, but they went with Veilguard because you're the Veilguard. You're protecting the Veil.
Boring.
That is boring. Unironically, Volus, or not Volus, that's just...
I agree, Volus. The Volus people.
Which
Solus.
Solus
Which
is,
studio-
is the most interesting and like character in the entirety of that game. But not by much.
which studio was it where it came? One of the game director was someone like this, and they forced people to refer to them as Professor.
Or what?
Yeah,
no.
you can just look it up.
Yeah, look
I
it
think
up.
that might have been.
Look it up.
Concord.
Don't guess.
Professor.
Oh, Concord,
girl.
yes.
I'm bullying fucking Chumba with love and compassion.
Concord.
Chumba, I love you.
Main
Chumba,
developer.
please.
You know, because of your fuck up, I'm now just imagining Volus, but in the Dragon Age.
Concord lead developer demanded coworkers address her as the professor.
Yep,
at
that's what
Firewalk
it was.
Studio.
What
Did she
the fuck?
voice?
Here's an image of the lady. If I can call her that.
What the fuck?
Oh, here you
a
go.
strong female protagonist.
It wouldn't surprise me if
That's a horrible
Veilguard
haircut.
had a similar thing going on.
Here's everything else. There you go.
Oh no. Wait, is that a guy?
I love the lack of eyebrows they got going on.
Kibbs,
One
what
is
does
that
it
a girl?
say in the writing?
I can't read. I'm gonna let her at YouTube. YouTube, help me.
Just read it. You have the image right there.
Firewalk, the studio behind the impending Concord flop, has serious internal issues. One of the devs, Lisa Brown, oh, okay, girl, also known as Wurtle, came out as Own Up
Schmunch, Mary.
and forced everyone at
And
the company to
Schmorchmer.
call her Professor. She would regularly have meetings with cheesy phrases.
This is
Reddit
not the
was
type
a
of
mistake.
people. Yeah,
Why are these
this-
people making games? What are they doing
Also,
making games?
no, this is another thing. Why would they force the company to refer to her as Professor when she's saying her name is Lisa?
That's
No, no,
fucking
no,
nutty.
no, you don't understand. She's not forcing the company. She's forcing her employees.
That's incredibly
So
abusive.
no, the thing is, at that point, why aren't they reporting that to? It's like, no, fuck off. I'm going to call you by your name.
Good
Probably
question.
because HR is
HR should have.
Similar.
This is actually a case in which HR is actually useful for something, because this person is using.
This is literally
actual
HR's
abuse.
job.
Yes.
Yes, because it's like you
For
can't
the
even
first
argue.
time
that
in
you're-
forever, we have something that HR can actually.
you can't even argue that you're trying to be like, because it's not like she's saying her name is Professor. Like she's not. She's just making them call her Professor, and it's like, no, I'm sorry.
And you're
Your
not a
name
professor.
is Lisa.
You're not like you don't have a PhD. Like shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but I think the issue is that when it comes to HR's job is to protect the company, not the person
True.
who's making the complaint. And
So-
so if one person is having the complaint, then they'll just get rid of that one person.
Damn.
And then if everybody else is, afraid to voice up, well,
So unionize before you have the.
yeah, but
Paper, you know what you must do.
Do you even know where Bioware's stationed in?
All that's
Canada.
gonna be Reguline is just the nose.
I
you
knew it was
realize,
Canada. I was trying to
because
remember.
of the size.
I was trying to
Uh,
remember.
I'll make it bigger.
Bioware, I think it's Edmonton or
I
Montreal.
would say I was trying to remember the province that they were in.
But in any case, I don't like that like these type of people are in the control of these gaming development studios, because they always cause them to collapse. I haven't seen a certain example where they haven't collapsed.
Because they just make it a shitty working environment.
Yeah, so
And
Grumpy,
I'm yeah.
Grumpy
I-
Rat
I-
did find the proof
okay.
from
well,
before. He's currently sifting through the video to find it.
Okay.
Videos.
Well, when he finds it, you just give us timestamp.
Good.
So, the issue is that when I specify these people in these games, I specifically mean like AAA action RPG shooting games, because I mean nobody cares that Stardew Valley has like some of the stuff in it,
Some people do, but they're hyper
Yeah.
fringe.
or Undertale, or
Undertale has a very woke community. The game itself is very mild when it comes to anything.
yeah, but
Okay?
nobody
It's more Reddit than
nobody
anything else.
Yeah, but nobody cares that would be in it, because that game isn't focused around the people who play these RPGs and action games and what they would want from a game.
Pirating is doing 20 North Koreans. Why hire them in the first place?
That's
Uh,
actually very easy to explain, because the thing is, these people are willing to do the jobs that a lot of people just don't want to do, which earns them credit, which allows them to climb the ladder in the company, and then all of a sudden they get in those positions.
So certain areas, certain developers have their locations in certain places that have quotas. And EA is a quota machine. Hold on, let me see if I can find EA quota.
EA Sport.
EA quotas. It's in the E.
It's in your ass.
It's terrible, Reguline.
What was that? It's in the what? It's in the what, Reggie?
Your ass.
The
Okay,
Reggie
just wanted to
and
make
where?
sure.
EA Sports. It's in your ass.
Noms says DEI quotas. 2, they get funding from the government. Where's my federal funding? I like how I always get like people like always ask, oh, it's only European. There's one European in the world who's like, Kib, how come you don't get federal grants for your game project? It's so easy to come by. It's like that would mean I'd have to have DEI quotas and shit. There aren't any brown people in my game. I'm sorry, it doesn't take place there. Like, what do you
Yeah,
want from me?
That's
Can you-
not technically true.
Can you look at the overlay?
Okay, they're
Chris?
slightly brownish people. But I'm not fucking forcing myself to do quotas. What?
Yeah, we can do that.
Look at the overlay.
What about the overlay?
Look at Rapier.
Wait, what do you mean about the overlay? Oh no, what did
Look
you...
at his profile picture in
Oh my
Discord.
god, that's quite not okay with me. That's hideous. I think it makes it uncanny is how close it is. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I have an offer for you, chat.
Oh no, make it permanent.
YouTube, what is up?
Make it permanent.
Chat, we should $500. We can make Kibbs force him to change his profile picture to that.
No. On Discord.
Or why this one? You should go with.
Actually speaking,
You should go with-
No,
I can
because
change
people
my
would
profile
actually
picture
think
back
I'd
now.
look like that.
Should go
I
with.
know.
They'd be like, "Is that what you
Dragon
look like?"
Age
And
is
I'm like,
one.
"No, I
No.
don't look like that."
Why would you invite that type of fucking negative attention to Kibbs?
Who did that? What are you talking about?
He wanted you to switch it to the Dragon Age, director. And I was like, no, that'd probably just invite a lot of negative attention to you.
Like, don't get me wrong.
I think I get
would it be
raped or something.
Would it be funny? Yes, but it would also attract a lot of bad attention.
Yeah.
This person is less known.
I don't know if I want to look like that either.
Well, I know that's what the money's for.
That's
I almost forgot. Thank you, Bucky. You reminded me that I'm done being sexy. I can go back to being.
You're
cat.
welcome.
Go back to being cat.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You too, Kibs. You can go back to being Kib too.
No, I'm happy with that. I'm set. Wait, what happened to my squealy alarm?
He turned it
Challenge
off.
never-
Never.
Fuck.
They fund it? No, they haven't funded it. No.
All right.
I stopped putting money towards it, and so
You
it does.
failed me,
Wow.
Choomba. All right, so Kim's choice is now switching back to Squeal Alarm because I hate
You're a
Squealy.
fuck. You're a fucking a big fuck.
I like
Fucky
that you guys
fuck.
you two sabotage each other all the time.
I just forgot that he, you know.
Ne-
Remember,
never
Gibbs, it's
gets-
my fault that I'm the one that got Unknown 9 mostly funded before Bucky even came back.
Yeah, you got Unknown 9 funded. I think that's why you're being punished.
Hold on, hold on. I want to point out to you. That's true.
That's true.
This is everything you've heard? Fact.
Correct.
Really
It's all
did.
Squealy's fault.
Always has been.
Now,
Always will
that
be.
being the case, kids, remember when Squealy it's like, hey, you can just change all your donations over to like sour candies? Remember that, Kibbs, last night?
Really?
I did it for your own good.
Remember when Squealy deleted all that stuff out of fucking Factorio that you told him not to do?
I deleted one fucking thing.
Oh my god, I was expecting you to bring up that first, and then I forgot about it because you said the other thing. And then you
The
reminded
Great
me.
Dawn donates $5. If Reg is lying to me on how good the new Fable Dragon Age game is, I'll cry.
Oh god.
And that's to
said-
be
I-
better
I
than
told-
Feeding Frenzy from PopCap Studios.
Hey, yeah, he did. You did buy it because you said you'd buy it when he recommended it to you.
Oh my god, no, you fucking lied to Great Dong about that,
I
Squealy?
told him the game is most epic.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking commit Tier 13 donates 20 North Region Chrono says, by the way, how was Wasteland 3 again? Wasteland 3 is pretty fun. It's got some problems. None of the DLC is worth money at all. All the DLC sucks ass. And the base game is fine. It's fun. It's basically, if you wish Fallout 1 and 2 were still being made. Wasteland 3 is that. It's basically just Fallout. Like classic Fallout. But it's like, 1980s Fallout. Instead of 50s, 60s. Futurism.
Skylord, Kibbs' current profile picture is a My Little Pony version of his avatar
You
called
can't see it.
Marith.
Every time I look up in the top corner, I see rapiers. A little picture. You want me to read that out loud, or
I was intending to basically
go
say.
ahead, read it. Read it,
Read it.
rapey man.
Rapey man.
So Grumpy went and found the original thing. Apparently, it's a. Hold on, I need to unmute again. All right. So, it originally was leaked by an insider who was meant to be confidential. So, leaked to a YouTuber, who then brought up the news and then was talked about by other people. So, he can't verify it himself, basically. But apparently it's coming from an insider in Bioware themselves.
That they would, and the insider claims that they requested aid with writing the story from the Mass Effect team.
Yes.
Do we know anything about the Mass Effect team's writers?
No. But I would hope they're better than Dragon Ages.
I mean, Google it.
We do know. We do know because they showed off a bunch of people who have a lot of flags in their bios and on their walls and behind them.
They did that for
on
Mass
the-
Effect as well?
Yes, on the new one.
Oh, that's rancid. They needed help, what? It's cramming more woke shit in there? Cramming more...
Yeah, I mean it was. I think I can go find it on Twitter, but it's like.
Go ahead. That's useful, I guess.
It might take a bit.
Fair. Fact, I have to ask money to someone with the MLP profile pic. Bendio, back under the table you go. He's like, oh, no. He disappears. The table is big, by the way. There's a lot of room. He could be over there. He could be over there.
Yeah, Indio, if anything, your sister should be more appreciative of MLP than other stuff you've been drawing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Mass Neglect
Kids,
5 coming soon.
The table is big because you're fat.
No, it's big because I wanted a big table, actually.
And because of your weight.
I will kill you it.
You fat.
I'm tired of looking at this person's face. Oh god.
You have control. You were the one who was staring at it the entire time.
Look at this guy. Look at him. God, he probably is a cuck, though. No.
Probably.
Probably
Yes,
Yes,
he's a
that's what the main
cuck.
character in Mass Effect
You know what's
4
really
is
sad
gonna be.
when I look at this guy?
Shepard's like, damn, I guess
no,
I'll
no,
watch
no,
Liara
kids,
get railed
kids.
by Reapers.
He looks like a alternative universe version of Goose from Top Gun
Oh my
because of
God.
that fucking mustache. Like Goose if he went into the games industry instead of, the Air Force.
I mean, the thing is, how do I put it? How do I put this? So, when it comes to the fact that there's cringy writing, like as a writer, like it is incredibly easy to undo the cringy writing. What you do is you just erase the cringy writing and then rewrite it, but not with cringe. Like, I don't know what the issue is here. Like, if you don't know how to fix that, that's the reason. Okay, because the reason why I'm saying this, by the way, is because little Goompy, he's a Goompy. He's, from what I understand, it was to try to make the less cringe. At that point, if you're that bad at writing and you can't get some help from your team members to fix it, then you need to consider the fact that perhaps writing stories for video games or fictitious media may not be for you. I'm just saying. Because the reality is that I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's simple. It's just don't write it. Just don't write it. Like, we make some mistakes, right? Everyone does from time to time. Nobody's perfect. No story is perfect. And that's okay. But that isn't just like one cringe thing or two cringe things or even three little cringe things. It is a slew of unfiltered shit through the entire story. And if you cannot write, and you can't write something that isn't just a slew of cringe from beginning to finish, then perhaps you should stick to writing fanfics and get the fuck out of the industry.
Nah, they want to be in jail.
The new head writer for Mass Effect 4 is Mary Darmal. Demarle. She worked on Deus Ex series. Okay, that's promising. And the Guardians of the Galaxy game. I don't have any experience with that. Which Deus Ex games? Man, there's potential there because the Deus Ex games weren't bad. However, the newer Deus Ex game was kind of like, so-so. Okay, this is what happens when you hire based on ideology and not talent. That's the big issue. I know. I got into a fight with a developer at Hairbrained Schemes over that on like Twitter a long time ago. When they're like, oh, we're hiring based on diversity. I'm like, shouldn't you be hiring based on merit? And then they got mad at me. And it's like, well, fucking A, like, what are you doing? And that's why
You must
HBS
hire based on
Battletech
checkboxes.
sucks. Because it was hired based on diversity rather than actual competent skill. And that's why HBS's Battletech will forever be mediocre. When it should have been the blockbuster fucking RPG success that the franchise sorely needed to revitalize itself. Instead, it was a neat little thing, and that's all it'll ever be.
A neat little thing. That was kind of mediocre.
Bucky is posted.
Bucky found it.
Bucky lore.
Corone.
I found something for the current game.
On Dragon Age. The Dragon Age franchise has a very special place in Corinne's heart, and, well, I doubt that. In part, she says that's because the games are all about possibility. In Dragon Age, you can be who you want to be, explore the possibilities and consequences of your choices, and build relationships that leave a lasting impression, she says. Few games give players that kind of autonomy, while also leaving such a rich narrative. I think it really speaks to why our players feel so invested in this world. And the idea of being who you want to be carries a particularly special meaning to Corinne. As a, I quote, as a queer trans woman, end quote, she says, quote, I have a perspective on games that not everyone has. Dragon Age has long been a place where LGBTQIA+ folks can see people like themselves represented respectfully. It's inherently very queer, and it's such a rare thing for marginalized communities to have representation where we feel proud and powerful in how we are depicted. It's so deeply meaningful for so many. I often get emotional when I think about what it would have meant for a younger version of myself to see someone like her in a game. And as a hero, no less. I hope we can be a safe place for our queer players. Never, like, when you read something and it just feels wrong,
So,
there's
so
a reason for that. There's a
the thing
reason.
is, when I think back to Dragon Age 1, right? The like biggest marginalized group I can think of are the elves, particularly if you decide to do a city elf start, and the Dalish. And the issue is, in Dragon Age Origins, a lot of the city elves are portrayed as thieves.
And they are.
Yes, unironically. Because that's just what they need to do to survive in the ghettos. So it's like the minorities in Origin, like they're not, like they're portrayed, I think, accurately for the setting, but I wouldn't say it's a empowering like portrayal of marginalized groups.
Yeah. I think the fact that they fixated on the fact that there were gay characters to an obsessive point here points to some serious underlying issues with this person's mentality. They are obsessing over the sexuality of Dragon Age when the sexuality and romance aspects of Dragon Age were its weakest aspects as a game. And that's not just for Dragon Age. That's for almost every RPG. The romance and sexual aspects of most of these RPGs is often the worst part of the game. Period. Not up for debate, not up for discussion. It's the weakest part of the story. It always is. Because the romance are always tacky to begin with.
It reminds me of like Saints Row when they tried to do that, where it's like they just didn't even try. Every character was into every other type of character, and it's like, so none of these people have their own preferences or like things they would say. It's like, no, I'm sorry, that's just no.
Yeah, because the big thing is when you're writing characters, you should not be writing them in such a way that they are dolls in a dollhouse. That's not interesting. The reality is in my personal opinion, when it comes to writing romance in a game, you should never have more than one option. Maybe two at best. At best. And the reason why you should have so few options is because the reality is that most of the characters in your party are not compatible with you. And never will be.
It doesn't really make any sense for characters, like everyone to be sexually interested in one another.
It'd be like, unironically be like the Bickering Bunch is a Bioware game. And like, I have the option to romance Bucky, Choomba, Hands, or Squealy. It'd be like, what?
You try to tell me that you want to suck my dick all the time.
That's not what I'm talking about.
That's true.
No, it's not. It's true. Shut the fuck up. Now, the fucking thing to take away from this is that that's just not normal behavior, right? Like, that'd be like if we had, like, oh my god, it'd be like taking the dev team we work with, right? And all the girls and dudes in it, and being like, yeah, all these are romanceable options. Like, that's not how you should see the world. That's a bad and very kind of
We all know you'd
disgusting
immediately
view
pick
set.
Indio.
Indio, come here. He's like, no.
You did say that.
Yeah.
So,
Give me that
if we
prize.
were
Actually
given
did.
the option of the
If
Believe
Indio
it or
was
not,
a
Halo
one
woman,
was a
stream.
girl,
if Indio was a
who would
woman,
we fuck? It was
okay,
always India.
you know why it'd be
All
Indio?
picked Indio
Listen,
immediately.
because Indio's from Brazil, so he's, a little brown. He's got that, like, little face paint that those girls wear,
Mhm.
So it's just perfect, ready for colonization, right? Indio's just sitting there like, what the fuck? Boog donates 20 tacos and says, Chatfish, romance paid DLC win. # delete tally.
Yes.
Shut your little horse, Boog.
I mean, we need the
Horse.
fishing mini game.
Now, but the big thing is, like, back to the romance stuff, right? So romance is one of these things that in games they forced it into not just this game, but Mass Effect as well. Now, the only thing that Mass Effect did that was kind of right was that Jack wouldn't romance you if you were, she's not a lesbian. And Tally, while she did have a lesbian lines, they removed them. And you know what that actually did? Is that actually made Tally a better character because it made her have preferences. The reality is that some of these characters should actually have preferences. they should simply be like, no, I'm not really interested. Like, the reality is that the writers actually want Tally to sort of end up romancing Garrus. Now, she does in canon have a crush on Shepard, but she doesn't think it's going to go anywhere, so she never tries anything. But that's why it's like, okay, well, even going with that, like, it actually wouldn't be bad if you couldn't even romance Tally no matter what. And that Tally just ends up with Garrus. Because that would, you know what that would do? That would just be better writing in terms of how they handle those characters. Because you're focusing on a more consistent story where these characters have their own ambitions, drives, and motivations. And because they have their own ambitions, motivations, and drives, they want to do their own things. Like Morrigan from Dragon Age Origins, right? They should want their own things. They should unironically want their own things. And they should want to achieve those things. If a female character has a vested interest in you, or a male character, or whatever, then maybe they should kind of come on to you. Like, try to flirt with you. Or maybe there's a character, you know, that isn't really, like, realizing that, and you come on to them, and then they have to decide for themselves. Yay or nay. It would have been really funny is if you started to romance somebody, and then no matter what, it ended. Now, you want to look at a bad example of this? Look no further than Jacob, the worst character in Mass Effect 2. Yes, worst party member. You know why? Because if you romance him as FemShep, I don't know why you would. But if you do romance him as FemShep, he'll leave you.
He will abandon you, like his father abandoned him.
Yep, like his father abandoned him and his mom. He will also abandon you.
You know, this is something I was always sad about in Dragon Age, or sorry, not Dragon, Mass Effect 3. If you played female Shep and you decided to go through with that, I was kind of somewhat disappointed you couldn't do the spiteful girlfriend thing of, you know, just trying to fuck him over.
It's like, okay, I totally accept it.
It's like, oh no, my finger slipped. It's like, Jesus Christ, Shepard.
That's cringe, Gib. No, you're cringe. She's like, what?
Grumpy Rat said a bit earlier. That's because relationships aren't allowed to be platonic anymore, because these people's entire identity is their sexuality/gender.
Yep. This is very evident when you play Mass Effect 3 at the very beginning, when you're introduced to that pilot character, and the minute you try to be nice to him because he lost his husband, right? And as somebody who, like, I meme and I shitpost a lot, and I say some pretty edgy shit, but I don't really give a shit about if you're gay or not. It doesn't matter. Like, what you do in your spare time in reality is what you do, okay? I don't give
your preferences are yours.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, not my business. Don't care. But the big thing is this character, if you try to be nice to him, because I'm like, okay, you know, when I played, I was like, my Shepard cares about his team and cares about his men. And so he's going to be like, oh man, I'm sorry to hear about your dead husband. Like, it sucks. Fuck the Reapers, man. They're pretty terrible. Instead, this fucker just starts molesting me. And it's like, what the fuck? And it was kind of creepy, because, like, he just grabs your thigh and he like looks at you and kisses you. It's like,
then you start having gay sex, and it's like, no, I don't want gay sex.
And it's not just Mass Effect that does this, by the way. Larian Studios does this with all their shit, especially in the Divinity games, where if you're like bros and it's like, all right, let's go below deck, and it's like, oh, we'll play some cards, and they just start fucking you, and it's like, damn.
God, fucking damn it.
Got raped.
That happened a lot.
Yep.
So what I wish would actually happen instead when it comes to romances is that if you actually have the option to play a character and you can role play a character, that the party members would only be attracted to you under the condition that you are their type. They are interested in you specifically because of how your character is.
I can understand why Asari in Bioware, in the Mass Effect, don't care.
Yeah, it's literally like they don't give a shit.
Like,
they're
they
more flexible, yeah.
Well, that's one thing is because Shepard is literally the epitome of the human race, and Asari only care about strong genes being mixed in.
Considering Shepard is literally the savior of the galaxy.
Yeah, like every Asari would theoretically be looking to do that.
Reguline read Boogs don't know.
He says, for 20 Mexican tacos, where's romance Reguline's mom option? It's illegal.
Regilini?
It's not illegal. She's a consenting adult.
She's also my mom.
And
that would make you a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So
And?
that may be your
Yeah.
mom.
So Reggie,
that's my
Reggie,
bitch.
I hate to point this out.
My dad was no motherfucker.
Yeah, he-
Hold on. He fucked your mom literally.
Yeah.
She wasn't mom back then.
No, but
She
that
wasn't my
does
mom
make
back
but
then.
that does make him.
I didn't exist, therefore she was not a mom.
Hold on.
But Reggie,
She's-
that makes him specifically your
But when you
motherfucker.
fucked her, you got conceived. Like,
Do
Squilly,
you
that's
think
how.
they just didn't do anything after that, Squealy? Do you think they just sat there and stared at each
No,
other?
you
for
don't.
like
You
the
don't
next
get the
30 years?
fucking joke. Like she's not a mom yet, therefore he's not a motherfucker.
Like, don't you
No, but
understand?
no, that is the point. Do you think they only did it once?
Like, you fuck person and then they conceive.
Ignore the fact that I have a brother. And
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, now
Oh
it
my
comes out.
god. Squilly,
So,
worry,
hold on.
brother.
Are they a younger brother?
I have a little brother. Yes.
Oh,
Oh, weird.
The
Yeah.
crane came in with him. Yeah.
okay.
Crane. Yeah.
Yep.
Crane.
So at the very least, we have minimum evidence that he's at least did it once after, which does make your father a confirmed motherfucker.
Damn.
Damn it.
Yep.
I bitch.
Roy.
My dad.
You
fucked
know
my-
what? You know what's funny,
Logic.
Squealing? While you were cooking in your mom's oven, you probably had splooge on
No.
you.
You don't do that to women while they're pregnant
Why not?
because you could hurt the baby.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
No, hold on. Is that what your mother told you?
Illegal.
Is that what your mother
It's
told you?
illegal.
So you
Well,
would be-
well, maybe if you're like me and then you could reach in there deep, but for people like you, Reggie, I don't think you'll have to worry about that.
Yeah, Reggie. Reggie's so
As a
shallow.
kid,
he-
as a kid, I used to tell my dad that's illegal to kiss my mom.
No, that joke's too dark. I can't say that to Squealy. God damn it.
Yeah.
Coward.
What were you gonna say, kid?
No, I
I
can't.
kissed your mom last
I think
night.
it's a TOS
Oh, How
violation.
did my cum
Like-
taste?
Oh, okay. No, so that's you see that
Mm.
saying it's a TOS valuation is different than saying, "Oh, I think it's too dark."
So I go grab the fucking image of the meme where it's like I kissed your mom last night. And it's
Grumpy
like, oh, yeah.
Rat says that makes me a motherfucker too.
You also fuck Squealy's mom?
Damn. How- like, as Grumpy's sitting there, is it just like stares at him? He's like, no, no,
Grumpy was near.
no."
Oh god.
Gets accused. Screams.
You accidentally ruined Gumpy. He's fucked up now.
We didn't
Right.
ruin Grumpy. He gets
Yinless
murdered.
has something for you to read. Reguline.
We're not allowed to read what Yingless writes.
That's a joke. Go ahead and read it this one time.
No, it's illegal. He says no regulating it helps keeps the passage open. Fucking shut the
Oh
fuck
my
up.
god, shut the fuck up, English.
You are actually
Oh,
rancid of a human being. Rancid creature. You are.
fucking no. Alright, so. Boog wants
All right.
Reggie's mom
Never
to
mind.
call him a good boy too. That's true, Blake. Thank you for your top tier Blake commentary. Wouldn't he just fucking sits there like, you got my little top hat.
This is gonna be Reguline at the next family dinner.
Motherfucker.
I can't.
I look
wait
over at
for
my
the-
dad. How could you?
You fucked
You
my
fucked my mom.
You fucked my mom.
If you didn't know, that's literally the backstory for the kid in Stick of Truth too.
Yeah.
You fucked your mom.
I think the drunk squealy stream is gonna be great.
Yes. Oh, by the way,
his
chat,
family's gonna be watching.
Yeah,
Yes.
from what I hear, they actually encourage it now.
so the drunk stream, the next drunk stream we have scheduled for this month, Squealy is going to have to send that stream to his mom and his papa, so for them to listen to, so they can listen to his mama and his dada being like fucking cringe at him. Like they'll be like fucking cringe.
I'll have
like,
to make sure I don't curse because my mom doesn't like when I
Yes. Oh my god. So
Chat, we have a month to gaslight him.
All right, chat. So we need to come off as perfect little angels, chat. Hear me out, okay? You're my perfect little angel fish. So you're not gonna say any naughty words in this stream.
Oh,
But we're gonna gaslight Squealy to do it, so Squealy looks like the bad
It's
guy.
like-
That's like, wow, Squealy, I can't believe you said that.
oh
This is a
fuck!
Christian
It's
channel,
like
Squealy.
it's like when the Air Force was first being made. I forget the guy who basically put it together. He's like, "My little angels would never do anything."
But yes, Skylord, you should watch more, and also bring your friends.
Guaranteed donates 20
North
Nox.
Koreans.
Don't care if you like pole or hole.
I like you.
Okay.
No.
The thing about that is like I always felt like, why would you bring it up? Like what's your intention of telling me about
Oh,
your
this
sexual
fucking dumbass
preference?
psychopathic bitch.
It's a checkbox for hiring.
Yep, it's this. See,
It-
we were
they-
happy
if
for a
there's
moment because I forgot about
quotas-
this fucking line right here.
Because if there's quotas, then an easy way to fulfill that is to basically just actively talk about the thing they're hiring for.
Mm-hmm. That's like
Because
if I told somebody I was a master mason in a job thing because I noticed they had a ring on. You know, that might increase my likelihood of getting hired.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I too am a lodge member.
Yeah. Let's go grab the fucking image.
Skylord, you love it when I spaz out. Don't lie. You want me to pick
You
your little
a
chatfish
spaz.
body up?
Like a Spaz 12, Gibbs?
Skylord doesn't have a chatfish. I'm just saying,
He
Chat.
doesn't.
You can
You
always
should
gift.
fix that.
You can always gift your fellow chatfish a chatfish.
Why do you keep fucking crashing?
Skylord, what's
no.
what's stronger, a griffin or a wyvern?
You're saying that because of his profile picture, aren't you?
Jake, obviously a wyvern. That's what he sounds like, by the way.
It's kind of dumb. It's kind of dumb. It could literally just be just to show that the company is sticking to their DEI quota. My God,
Yeah.
the fact that DEI quotas are a thing is just disgusting.
It's bridge now, actually.
Yeah.
It is basically the
Bridge.
exact same thing.
Bridge.
Yeah.
Except they're just not calling it
Bridge.
DEI.
Come on,
Bridge.
stakeholder capitalism, guys.
Oh my
Calco
fucking
has been
God.
married for 13 months. Will there be pregnancy sliders in your video games so I can impregnate Reggie? I don't want to romance Reggie, just impregnate Reggie.
I don't want to romance, just impregnate.
That's pretty homosexual. Chan.
Also, Kibbs, are you planning to start?
No, we can't end what is perfect. I know what happens when we end a stream. Where chatfish go? They fucking
Yeah.
fly out the window.
Well, why don't you set up a new stream, Kibbs, and then have it
Or better yet,
fail
just-
over to the other stream?
No, chat. We're gonna sit
or
here
better
forever
yet,
and talk
Kib-
about random shit.
or Kibbs, better yet,
Talk
just-
about impregnating regularly.
just get
Yes.
it ready in the background,
The
and then when
fact
it's
that
ready,
there is like
just don't end the
100 plus
stream.
people talking about us impregnating Reguline is only a fucking test.
You shouldn't do that. It's illegal.
Chatfish, listen.
so-
You like
So, question, Reggie.
You like pregnancy.
Reggie.
What?
So here's the thing, right? If you had a choice between watching either yourself getting impregnated by chat,
you.
your mom getting impregnated by chat, or your dad getting impregnated by chat, which one would you pick?
You know, two of those are gay, but one's my mom.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God!
can-
You'd watch your mom? What the fuck?
I don't want to look at that either.
I think I'd rather unironically get impregnated than watch my parents be impregnated.
I think I agree with you. Yeah.
That's kind of gay.
Well, chat, you
It is
heard him.
gay. You know who asked the question though?
It's the least.
You.
It's the least gay option
You're
because
gay.
at least
Fuck you.
afterwards I can just gone, Gib gone. No more Gib.
Give aside.
Kib aside myself.
Look at what chat picks.
You hurt you, chat. Do my dad. It says nom nom.
No, Kibbs. Look at
What
look
the
at
fuck? Hold on. Look at what nom nom says. Dad. Do my dad. That's all he said.
Kibbs. Look at the stream room. This is basically Reguline right now. Looking at chat.
This is Reggie. No, little Reggie.
I don't know. Chat is really liking the preggy reggy idea.
Okay.
Preggy
You know
Reggie
what?
rolls off the tongue pretty
Okay.
nicely.
I think you're impregnated.
All right,
You-
Reggie.
you
We'll
are.
we'll change this up. We'll make it less gay, okay?
Yeah, a little less.
You have an
We've
option
already
between.
had art of that.
Yeah. So you have an option between having the chat impregnate your mom or impregnate your dad. Who would you pick?
Both of those are terrible.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
less gay now because you're not in it.
Can I not choose and just forever be in the stalemate?
No,
No.
there's a reason there's an or statement in there.
Or is there a third option?
No.
How long do I have to wait for a third option?
I mean, how long it takes them to get done impregnating your mom or dad?
No. I have a
Tell you what,
solution to this.
Spilly, if you don't
No.
choose,
I
they're all
have a
impregnated.
You want to say, yeah. The
Oh no, it's
solution
Wolfenstein. Fuck.
Yeah,
Um,
if you don't choose, they both.
I
Yeah,
think
this is a quick time event.
Yep, QT.
I will call Kib's dad, and he will be impregnated.
Nope, it's calendar
Why?
year
That is
family.
not-
Wait, hold up. Why would you think of Kib's dad getting impregnated?
That's fucked up. And I hope my dad's not
No,
listening to the
no,
stream right
Kib
now.
is
And I know my
Kib
dad-
is now the daddy.
my dad
'cause
does
I'm the
occasionally
Discord
stop
kitten,
by.
and therefore
So,
Kib will
hold
be
on.
impregnated.
Hold on, you want to see Kibbs impregnated?
If I am a Discord kitten, he has to be the daddy. Therefore, he. will
There
be
is already
impregnated.
enough pregnancy art of Aerith, and we don't. Need
I like
more.
how
No.
Squealy calls himself the Discord kitten when it's convenient.
He
Yeah.
does.
India says Preguline again.
Preguline. A
How
new.
about Pregio?
How about chat? How about a new Preguline art fund for Squealy? You know,
You don't need more Pregio in your life.
more Preguline. You know, and then,
Bad for
like,
your health.
We
I don't know. It sounds like chat needs
make
more.
Indio draw the
Preguline.
Prego belly, and then have it doing like the Xenomorph thing, and like things wiggling in there. Ugh. Oh.
No. It's a live reaction of
No.
Reguline getting asked these questions.
Grody.
Have Albine do it and have him animate it.
It's Reguline when you ask him about this question. He's just like,
Kids, maybe you should go like poke Giggles or something.
Giggles, I need you to draw. No, I'm not saying that. If Giggles gonna make
Wait.
fan art, it better be good fan art, not.
Oh, what about
fucking
lichen?
curse.
What about Lycanfish?
He makes horrifying fan art too, Kib.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Lickenfish doing that would be.
he really does like to draw characters that are in pain.
He's
It's kinda
managed to
creepy.
avoid being doing actual directly sexual art. We've managed to successfully keep Lickenfish away from that.
Let's fix that.
Wasn't there a Mark of Chaos or thing?
Yes, he did that.
But he was creating a hot iron. He was going to put it into Aerith from behind.
I was gonna brand her
Branded cheek or so,
like a cow.
like a
You're a
stick.
Sternrat's excited for Preguline.
Mm,
India
how
says,
much
"But
money
then
do
I
you
can't
want?
get any more work."
Yeah, these are the hard-hitting questions that you come here to watch.
Also,
no.
chat, do you notice our Reguline is not answering the question and he's quietly waiting for us to
I like.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
only that, our
He's
viewership
silent.
went
shut the
up.
fuck up, Hans.
Our viewership went from 100 to 127 by starting the Squealy's mom or dad.
So
I
we're,
think-
we're renaming it to Bioware's dead, but Squealy's pregnant.
There you go.
It's terrible. My day's ruined.
So Squealy,
Can't believe you done
there-
this.
there's a gun to your head, and if you don't answer, they both get impregnated. Who's getting it?
Gibbs, your Discord is on the same window as stream. In case someone posts something spicy.
Thank you for telling me, but don't worry. The stream room is literally meant to be safe because anyone. Well, how do I put this?
Along comes Beano.
We literally restrict this room to only the guests can post here. Otherwise, Chatfish would be. I see I'm mistyping, so I'm just gonna scroll up.
Kib, go ahead and go down.
What's wrong, Kibbs?
Is it
You'll
safe?
enjoy it.
Hold on. Sadness folder, where are you?
Oh, it's lol.
There you are, sadness folder.
Okay,
Let's,
going. Yeah.
let's remind Kibbs about sadness.
Oh yeah, you should post the duck one.
That one.
You sure about this, is Boog? Even lower.
They
No.
use rods dipped in liquid nitrogen instead of fire these days.
Nice.
Thank you for your generous donation. Wasn't there some fucking crazy people that were getting branded because of steaks or whatever, or meat? And they unironically branded themselves in real life?
Okay, I have no idea. Maybe.
Because they're protesting
Vaguely is familiar.
meat. Like they actually branded
Probably
themselves.
PETA.
Like those
people.
people have actual branded scars now for the rest of their lives because of that.
Good.
Like, why? I'm actually just
You
annoyed.
shall know him from his mark, Kibbs.
You shall know him from his mark. Fucking
What game?
Bioshock Infinite.
Okay.
You know what's really
Damn.
funny? They said that was going to be such a big deal. The only difference is whether or not you have a bandage on your hand the entire game after that point.
Yeah.
Him scroll down a bit more.
Yeah. Look at it, kids. Look at it.
No, we can't.
Why
That's
would
actually
you
TOS
look
violation.
at it?
Delete that.
It's what are you talking about?
The ride wife.
That actually got us in trouble. That got,
Oh,
that got
really?
a stream taken down.
No, wow.
I'll
Fucking Chumba. Oh my god.
Get rid of
remove
it.
fucking
Now look at the
racism
hands
warrior.
one.
Good thing, you know what?
Watch the hands one.
You guys are pushing the line here, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I appreciate
Chumba.
this.
I want you to
That
know
one
that.
got taken down.
No, Chumba, you did that. Like, I want you to know that. So, like, how are you gonna make this up to me?
Gay
Hmm.
sex. Say it, Chumba. Say gay sex.
Why is everything gay sex with you, Skrilly?
Because you guys keep bringing up gay sex. No, I
I
want
gave
to
you-
torment you guys with the gay sex.
I gave you an
Alright.
option to for
Enough
fucking
about gay
mom.
sex before I fucking strangulate. I don't
Hey.
know. someone
Yeah,
else.
Reguline. Which one's getting impregnated?
All right, enough about the stuff. This is getting. It was funny for like a minute. Now it's getting concerning.
Are you saying? Are you saying this is getting out of hand?
It is.
This silence is pregnant right
The
now.
worst part is because we have too much artwork of that.
Yeah.
Like there's a correlation here with you guys and this stuff, and it's gonna paint
I'm
a picture
not- hold
on.
on.
It's gonna
Well,
put a
you're the
bullseye
one
on
who's-
me.
You're the one who's telling your artist to do this. So at the end
Yes,
of the day,
I'm not. An
I did
artist.
it once as a joke.
No, I said you're telling the artist. I didn't say you're doing it
Did one
personally.
joke and now it's fucking.
Scroll down, kids.
No.
Do it. Do it. Look, it's a video. Nice. Watch.
Yeah. It's just a happy duck family.
God, duck. Oh, they're gone.
Keep watching.
Oh, Mom was like, "Well, where's the other ones?" Huh. He thought he was so smart.
Fucking rip.
They're not coming out of there, by the way.
I assume that person
Parenting
would've went
donates
with it.
20 knocks and says, "Are you sure Reguline don't want both to get preg?"
All right. I draw shit like this because I get paid to, says Indio. You do.
I don't want to hear it. You still do it.
That needs a poll for breed Discord kittens. No. All right, chat. It's time for us to prepare for the Monster Hunter stream. Finally, we procrastinated long enough.
We're
It'll
gonna
be.
hunt big. We're gonna hunt big monsters.
Hold on. Skylord asks, how does getting a chatfish work?
If you want to get a chatfish, all you got to do is donate $30 either through YouTube, through Patreon, through Subscribestar, or through the Streamlabs link in the Discord description. Or not the Discord description, the YouTube description. If you pay
Or-
$30, then you get a chatfish. And how to get that is you need to go to the Discord and take your receipt there and then send it to Reguline. And then you get your choice of 4 of our artists to draw your chatfish. Now, bear in mind, there
Or-
is a queue, so it takes time for them to get to it.
Or
Or
what's the other one, Gibbs?
Or you can they can buy other things too, I guess.
Or they can ask fellow chatfish to help them out.
Oh yeah, true. You can also ask Chatfish to gift you one. Sometimes
join raffles
wealthy
when
fish.
we have them.
What option gives you more money? That would be directly PayPal. Incidentally, but very few people. Like Gibbs, rarely has people do that.
Jano then donates 10 PLN. Once as a joke, the other times are serious.
Mm-hmm. Boob
And then
donates
Boob-
20 docos and says, "You're right, Kibbs. Back to ice cream. So good."
so good. So good, so good. All right,
Finish-
Chatfish,
finish
as
the
a
que-
reward
finish
for
the thing,
your
Kim.
shut up, Squealy.
Say yes. Do it.
I'm going to show Chatfish the reward because Chatfish deserve rewards for being good today. Because they're my little guys and I can have them with fries. So Chatfish, real quickly, from our project, so all your donations go to funding my little autism project. Yay! The great void that is this project. Alright, so, look at that. Look at this new monster. This is coming to the tabletop at some point. It's a new summonable creature for the Astrian army. Ta-da! It's called a Throgson. Its name needs a little bit of touching up, though. It translates well, but I think it needs some touching. I don't like it. It sounds like it's gonna throttle
It's a
me.
frog.
It'll probably be in
It's gonna-
sometimes next week.
You said that's a frog thing?
It's a throg.
What's a throg?
I forget what it translates to. Something about killing. And like.
I thought you said it
military
was
stuff.
like veterans or something like that.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like
souls
that.
of veterans.
Can't remember the direct translation. I'll have to go to the language sheet. And
It's
then
very big.
this is the progress on the lore series for our lore videos we're producing for our stuff. Indio's doing a good job on this piece, but Indio, I want more. I need
Gibbs.
more, Indio.
Gibbs, I need you to open that up and look and zoom in on it.
Why?
Just do it.
There's something. You want me to
What do
zoom
you
into.
think, Gibbs?
I need you to zoom in. I'll point you to where you need to go first.
He's like
After you-
enhance.
So zoom in on that right there.
Zoom on what?
Zoom in. It's the
Yeah.
guy's face.
This guy?
Then go to the right. It's the guy's face. Do you notice it?
Notice what?
He's got a really flat face.
The nose looks like it's bent off to the left.
It's stylized. It's literally supposed to be propaganda.
No, Kibbs, scroll down to it, Brett.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh wow!
Thank you.
No, Kibbs, keep scrolling. You know what he's actually asking for. It's all the way down at like the
Oh
bottom.
god!
You mean the thighs?
No, I'm saying he's a feet person is what I'm
No.
saying.
Oh, no.
No, she doesn't.
Well,
Does her feet even show up in this
hold on.
image?
No, but everybody who's bowing down is a feet person because they're all staring at the same time. They're all staring at their feet.
You guys don't have to
My-
kneel,
my head
right?
will be
You know
turned
that, right?
up.
She says, and then they're like, "What? Kneeling? Kneel?"
Hey, you guys don't have to bow down to me. Huh, bowing? No. Raffle them toes.
I'm not bowing, my lady. I'm trying to get a better look.
It's like, no, the orbs. This is break methamphetamine.
There. I always like shilling my stuff on top of bad games. It makes me feel like somehow that makes me feel like I've conquered them.
I'm also looking at that spear on the right.
It's beautiful.
It's very, very wide scarred on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Is it a ceremonial thing, Kibbs?
Literally said it's a propaganda piece.
Narrows
Does-
my
does
eyes.
does it really feel good, Kibbs? To stare at that?
Technically, if it's going to be like this, it should actually come out and then like that. And they should be like this and then like this. And the reason why is so
Well-
it doesn't overpen.
Correct. It gets stuck, but that looks a little weird to me.
It's like a prod.
What if you're so strong that when you penetrate them, you keep going? And
Just
you
like
go through them all
Well, then
together.
your spear's stuck.
No,
Congratulations.
as in your person, you yourself go straight through them.
Well, now you're dead because the fucking
No.
force on both of your bodies. It's
No.
flesh and bone against flesh
You
and bone.
as a human torpedo went straight through, killed him.
Yeah, like Goku did in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, like
Indio, I love you, Indio, but I noticed something. Indio, fix.
Wow. Indio.
Indio.
Amateur.
To be fair, this is an earlier version and it's a work in progress piece. Just to give Indio
Food
some
giants.
credit.
Funny Mexican tacos. Behold her orbs. They are magnificent.
These orbs will feed so many fucking heirs.
Really? I don't think.
we need more art of her.
I don't
Specifically
feel like
in a
we
certain
will.
position, under certain conditions.
Now, Chatfish, I hope you're happy. You've gotten to see bonus artwork of work in progress stuff we've been working on. I hope you're happy, little guys, with burgers and fries. But it's time for us to prepare for the Monster Hunter stream. Now, the Monster Hunter stream will be short because it's a beta and it has like 2 things in it. So, yeah.
It has some monsters. Most of them aren't super rendered well. It'll be funny nonetheless.
Tarantine
So
donates 20 knocks
Ooh.
going straight through like mini-me.
Damn. And thank you
Oh,
for
yeah,
the
we
donation.
should have Celeste art where she's just cannonballing through a man's chest.
Poor Celeste. What did she do to deserve this? All this heinous
No,
hate.
No,
War
she's
crimes?
trying to kill him. She's vengeful.
Chapters
Celeste
are
did
going to be
nothing
very
wrong.
disappointed when they're like, come on. But they're just
You know
like
what?
a little girl,
I know what we
kill
need to do.
people. Kill
Kibbs.
people.
Kibbs, we need to have a panel of Celeste trying to do the Danny DeVito couch meme, but some fat dude sits
Snapping
down
and pointing?
No, yeah, but some fat dude sits down on the couch, so she has to crawl through him to get out.
That's terrible. Why do you do this?
Because it sounds funny.
Chest burster Celeste.
Yes, there you go.
Chest burster, Celeste?
Yeah.
What? Burster.
Like she's not a chest burster. She's just a.
All right,
She's just.
that's enough.